Italian, so, he's definitely Italian.
At least I have this show to come and talk about it and let some stuff up.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
The Vic Porcelli Show.
Good morning, freedom fighters. Kenny Williams.
Good morning, Vic.
How are you, baby?
I'm great.
Is that a Led Zeppelin hat?
No, it's a Zion hat, actually.
Oh, it looks like the Zozo.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Led Zeppelin hat.
Yeah, sure. Led Zeppelin. Yeah, that's it.
All right, here we are. Monday, another work week. Short work week for most, right?
Right.
A lot of people have Friday off. We have Friday off. That's fantastic.
To celebrate our 250th birthday of this nation.
Semi-quincentennial.
That's right.
And we celebrated our Quinn anniversary at Freddie Martin Gardens out there. It was great.
And it was awesome. And I want to thank everybody who came out. And we've got an Etztoit, a new Etztoit feature on our Trump Tower in the production room.
We should bring it in and show everybody, though.
Yeah, I'll go get it.
Okay. We'll start off with Rob Bluey from the Heritage Foundation. He is the president and executive editor of the Daily Signal. That's crap at 9:25. Bill D'Agostino, well, it's amazing to me how are we, when I say we, I don't mean just you and me, but people on our side don't see this and don't see the need to really get this out there, that the mainstream media gives no time to anything good out of this administration and all the time in the world on the reflecting pool.
That's a great point. We should talk about that sometime. And we should talk about the fact that the left is so angry all the time, and there's a good reason for it, because the media keeps stoking that.
Yeah.
And if you keep doing it, you got these people that are so angry on the other side, and you wonder, what's going on with you? Come on. Calm down a little bit.
Just calm down. Right, Ken?
Right.
Karen Kataline coming up at 10:05. Now, Karen turned us on to that Citizen Vigilante movie.
Wow.
With Armie Hammer. And wow is exactly right. I hope you had the chance to see it because it was free until like 10 o'clock on Friday. And it was great. I mean, it's important. It's true. It's not crap. All of Europe has banned it. What does that tell you?
Yeah. In Germany. Yeah, Germany did it. I know in particular.
So the Supreme Court is going to release some decisions today. Birthright citizenship is supposed to be on the docket for that. They could be releasing it right now for all we know.
Yeah.
But we'll let you know at 10:25 on that. Remember the Alamo. Don't Sharia my Texas. I love that. That's the documentary. Chris Burgard made it. We'll talk to him at 10:41. Vic for Vets, a very special Vic for Vets today, I'd like to say. And the chat box at 11:41. Kenny, who is doing the Pledge of Allegiance for us today?
Our good buddy and Vic head, Dave Stouffer.
Oh, Dave, go right ahead, sir.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And a boy, Dave. All right, so Kenny, I think one of the big stories is just the weather.
Yeah.
What I don't understand is how can the heat index be 10 to 15 degrees higher than the actual temperature? I mean, I'm sure there's some science that backs that up.
Yeah, it has having to do with airflow and all. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Maybe humidity.
And the other thing is, I think the fair, the American Fair happening in D.C. is so great and so beautiful, and the left hates it, and they're making people not go.
Yeah.
Al Roker, top of my list. Hot, remember? It's going to be hot. It's gonna
Right.
be hot.
Oh, they had flames today. I'm not kidding. You know how they have those airflow things that move across the country with it being purple and red and all that?
Yeah.
It looked like it were like smoke going up.
Yeah.
Really good plan.
I think I saw a little cartoon of the devil, too. Just
something
floating on the jet stream.
Yeah.
All right. Good morning, Rob Bluey.
It's a beautiful day in Washington, D.C.
It's a busy Monday after a busy weekend. I'll tell you, this president never slows down, does he?
From the Heritage Foundation, of course, and president and executive editor of the Daily Signal.
There is going to be no shortage of news today.
Rob. Good morning, Rob Bluey. How are you?
Good morning, Vic. I'm doing well on this special week for our country.
Yeah. Semi-quincentennial. I love that word.
Yeah.
I love saying that
You'll
word.
say it 20 times.
So I shall say it all day long today, as I have every day in the last couple of weeks. All right, so the Supreme Court is going to weigh on birthright citizenship. How do you think that's going to go, Rob?
It's hard for me to predict this one. I mean, obviously, I hope that the Supreme Court sides with the Trump administration and clarifies finally, after all of these years, the 14th Amendment. But Donald Trump and members of his administration seem to not necessarily be as optimistic, worrying that the court could ultimately decide that the administration is on the wrong side on this one. And so we should know any moment. This could be the last day that the Supreme Court gives decisions. So you and I could learn at the same time during the course of this interview. There is always the possibility that they could add a day tomorrow or even Wednesday, to hand down more decisions. But 8 big cases remaining. So we are closely tracking all of those at the Daily Signal for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And, whatever happens out of it, if it's something that, like you say, if it comes out on something Trump would like to see, then the left will call for stacking the court and packing the court. And,
sure. And they already did that. I mean, look in the wake of Thursday's decisions when the Trump administration won 3 cases last week, including 2 big cases related to immigration, one on temporary protected status, which the court basically said it's temporary and it's actually not permissible for judicial review. Those were two things that anyone who was challenging the status, the TPS status, should have picked up on. And the other one was on a metering decision. So I think that Trump is probably feeling a little bit confident going into the final decisions here today. Of course, there are other big cases, including a voting rights case, and when it comes to counting ballots and transgender case. So the court is conservative. There are 5, sometimes 6 consistent votes, but you can expect the 3 liberals to always vote the same way. And I think the thing that we've seen in the past, Vic, is that those 3 liberal justices sometimes have the ability to win over 1 or 2 conservatives to their side, and so that's what makes it sometimes unpredictable.
Well, Rob, this is what I don't understand. The original reason for birthright citizenship had to do with slavery and making sure that the people who were born here were citizens. I mean, that was the original reason, and then they modified it. Somehow it got modified. Was that by word of mouth? Because I don't think they formally modified that. And if not, that really it's almost like out of the gate. No, it shouldn't be people just coming over, having a baby, and now suddenly, I'm an American citizen. There's nothing positive that happens when that happens.
I agree, and I think that for a long time, Ken, you would have had widespread agreement on both among Republicans, Democrats, the left, and the right. That's what it was intended for. However, as we've seen, just as you go back 20, 30 years, and you've got those clips of Chuck Schumer and Harry Reid and so many other Democrats who were Bill Clinton even talking about immigration restrictions and why we needed to enforce the law, and they have completely done a 180. And now it seems that they want to have a permissible system in which anybody can come and engage in this type of behavior. And so you're absolutely correct in terms of its original intention. That's the way I view it as well. But the left has just shifted the goalpost so far in the other direction that now we find ourselves in a situation where people do engage in the birthright tourism and all of those other practices.
We're talking to our great friend, Rob Bluey, president and executive editor of the Daily Signal. I don't know what they're trying to prove over there on the left in the mainstream media. This is an MS Now reporter talking about Haitians in Springfield, Ohio. And we'll listen to it first and we'll talk about it, but it seems pretty black and white. You either go home or face deportation. I mean, there's no other way to look at it.
Right.
Yeah.
The over 10,000 Haitians living here in Springfield, Ohio, are facing an impossible decision between returning to Haiti, where the political and economic crises have only gotten worse in recent years, a country that is essentially run by gangs. And the Haitians here tell me that returning to Haiti, they will be going back to that country with a target on their back, that these gang members seek out Haitians coming from the United States of America under the assumption that they have money that they can take from these people, or they can stay here in the United States without any legal status anymore, living a life on the margins, living a life in the shadows, afraid to go outside, to buy groceries, to take their children to school. That is the difficult decision the Haitians here in Springfield are facing.
Rob,
I know.
That was MS Now.
What in the hell, man?
Thought it was like a trailer for a movie or something.
Right, no,
it's so
kidding.
dramatic.
In a world where you can't buy groceries.
living on the outskirts of life.
So bad. It's so bad. What do you think?
Well, I mean, on the one hand, I do feel sorry for anybody who needs to live in those conditions, but there is a legal process in which you can become an immigrant to the United States of America, and for too long now, I mean, this goes back, more than a generation. We have had a situation where people have just broken the law and found different ways to enter our country and stay here even when they've been asked to go back. And so I think that anybody who wants to immigrate to the United States should apply through the formal channels and way. I mean, that's the simple answer. I'd say, in this particular case, I mean, the situation with temporary protected status is that it was supposed to be temporary, and the United States could grant that ability to certain countries where there were conditions that individuals, could seek refuge in the United States with the full expectation that they would go back home. And that is exactly what the Supreme Court upheld. Now, in this particular case, I do find it quite curious that the left, who criticized President Trump repeatedly for his characterization of Haiti, now all of a sudden seems to agree with him on the conditions of Haiti when it comes to wanting to keep these people in the United States. And so I think that they're trying to have it a little bit both ways, Vic.
Well, isn't that what they do? I mean, I think that's what they do. So I think it was part of the decision on the 14th Amendment just came up. And Ken, correct me if I'm wrong. I think that it says that if you're born here, you're a citizen, in lesser words than what it said on TV.
Yeah, it does say that, but I'm talking about who modified it. When did it get modified is my question.
No, you're right. The Democrats modified it. So here's the thing, okay? Why are they so concerned about the Haitians? Because Haitians vote for Democrats.
Yeah, they're a voting bloc, 100%.
Why do they not want Cubans in the country? Because Cubans will vote against
Conservative.
communism,
right?
And they'll vote conservative, right?
Well, we're still. Vic, are you saying that the court has issued its ruling, or are we still waiting on it?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it popped up real quick and then it went away.
No, yeah, I don't.
Okay,
I don't think so yet.
It does look like they have ruled in a 5-4 decision that they're upholding a Mississippi law allowing mail-in ballots postmarked by Election Day to be received and still counted up to 5 business days later. This, I think, is a terrible decision. We saw the consequences of this in California, which you and I have discussed. I think that you should count all of those ballots on Election Day. They need to be received prior to Election Day. So I don't know what the breakdown is in that 5-4 decision, but clearly a couple of the conservative justices decided to go in the other direction.
As always.
And that's all about accountability. If you can't make it early, if you're a voter and you decide, well,
exactly,
I'm going to go right up to the line here. I mean, why can't you just come in early, do your duty, and vote early? I don't know.
Well, exactly. Well, I mean, okay. Number one, I think the mail-in ballot should be reserved for the most extreme cases, like individuals who are serving in the military, or you have a legitimate reason you're out of town, you need to do the absentee ballot. But the fact that in California they're automatically mailing 23 million ballots to every registered voter, and that is now the default way that they want people to vote, and then they're going to give you the leeway to get the ballot to them 7 days after the election, and they're going to take forever to count the votes. I mean, it's just gotten out of hand to the point where even some critics on the left are saying, "Come on, Gavin Newsom." I mean, this is quite ridiculous.
It sure is. All right, so you guys know Caitlin Collins, right, from CNN? She said,
"Of course, yes."
She said, "Socialism isn't communism." That was her statement, and I don't know if she's just too young or not. And we're going to say goodbye in taking you out here, Rob. Is she too young to know? Let's take the USSR, okay? The USSR stands for Union of Soviet, ready? Socialist Republic. Socialists. Communism and socialism, same thing.
Yes, absolutely. It is, Vic, and I think you're right. It's a matter of education in our country today. It's why we need to make sure that our kids are getting educated not only about the history, but what all these terms mean.
Yep, kids are too young. Rob Bluey, president and executive editor of the Daily Signal. Rob, thank you so much, sir.
Okay, Vic, keep an eye on those Supreme Court decisions.
I sure will.
Take care, Rob.
Bang it.
Take care.
United Union of Soviet Socialist Republic.
Yeah.
Can we agree they were a communist country?
Yeah. Well, socialism, I look at it like it's a warm-up to communism. I mean, you're one step away, and then you go into it.
That's what they called themselves right up till 1987.
Yes.
Union of Soviet Socialist.
Take that, Kataline. Just learn. Learn.
How old is she?
I don't
Is she
know.
like 10?
Who knows?
12? I think she's 12. All right, coming up next, everybody's favorite game show. That's Crap on 101.9 and 94.1. News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Like us on Facebook at NewstalkSTL. The Vic Porcelli Show.
And what am I doing here? Whoosh.
On News Talk STL. If you have a phone, you have a radio. Download the all-new News Talk STL app.
Love the all-new app.
And listen anytime, anywhere.
Hey, Jamie Allman here for Window World. Did you know that Window World offers a lifetime warranty that covers all parts, glass breakage, and labor? They are one of the only 2 replacement windows with the Good Housekeeping seal of approval. Window World St. Louis has been owned and operated by a group of born and raised St. Louis residents for more than 23 years. And now Window World is offering 36 months, same as cash financing with approved credit. Call them today, 800-GET-WINDOWS for a free in-home, no-pressure estimate. That's Window World at 800-GET-WINDOWS.
You work hard, follow the rules, and get absolutely slammed by taxes. Your paycheck taxed, your property taxed, everything you buy taxed. Missouri's tax system isn't broken, it's rigged against you. The lawyers and lobbyists working for big corporations and the super rich buried over 200 loopholes for themselves in our tax code. While they pay nothing on the services they use, working families are taxed over and over. It's no wonder they're lying about Amendment 5. Our corrupt tax system is rigged in their favor. They're getting a free ride on your back. Don't believe their lies. The truth is, Amendment 5 closes loopholes exploited by the super rich and slashes taxes paid by Missouri's working families, phasing out income taxes and cutting property taxes. They finally pay what they owe while you keep what you earn. Vote yes on Amendment 5. Paid for by Missouri Promise PAC.
The Mosquito SWAT team is growing. We're looking for licensed 7A pest control technicians to join our Baldwin-based team. Learn more about this career opportunity at themosquitoswatteam.com. That's themosquitoswatteam.com.
Free speech is alive and well in America.
Thanks for taking my call.
Right here.
You know what's going on?
Have a great awakening.
You see through the smoke screen.
It's cool to be woke.
News Talk STL.
Until it's not.
News, analysis, opinion. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019.
Whoosh.
The Vic Porcelli Show.
Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
I love, man, if you guys get on the stream, if you get a chance, today would be a special treat for you.
Why?
Because Vic Porcelli was just dancing.
No. Here's the deal, okay? The internet and social media go through trends like anything else, right, Ken?
Oh, yeah.
They go through trends. And for a while, if you scrolled through your social media, you'd hear this song, September, by Earth, Wind & Fire, and a bunch of ladies dancing to it. And it's a sexy video, I'm telling you right now.
All right.
It's not as sexy when I do it.
I thought you would probably debate that.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I'll give that one up right now. All right, Kenny, are you ready for everybody's favorite game show? It's time for That's Crap.
Welcome to That's Crap. It's the game where we find out if it's the truth or if that's crap.
Here's the host of That's Crap, Vic Porcelli.
Thank you, Jim Modron, very much. Studio audience. You guys are looking great. So as Jim mentioned, it's a game where we find out if it's the truth or if that's crap. And we pick a contestant. We give them time, 30 seconds or so, to speak their piece. And if they tell the truth, they win a copy of our home game, and we send them on their way. If not, then they lose, and that's crap, Ken.
That's crap.
That's crap. So our contestant today, I'm sorry to even do this to you, because her voice just, you know when somebody takes their nails and runs it down a chalkboard?
Mm-hmm.
Do kids know what that is, a chalkboard?
I don't know. That's a good question because they use whiteboards now.
Yeah, so do we.
Well, we do. But theirs are like electronics. So
excuse us. But a chalkboard, that sound of nails down a chalkboard is her voice to me. So I'm sorry to do that to you. But the category is Haiti. Can put 30 seconds on the clock. Debbie Wasserman Schultz, good luck.
Hundreds of thousands of families who followed the law, passed multiple criminal background checks, earned work permits, and paid taxes will be torn apart, thrown in ICE jails, or sent back to a nation overrun by criminal gangs who murder and kidnap at will. Haitian American children, U.S. citizens, will be orphaned, detained in horrific conditions, or deported alongside their parents to imminent danger. Americans will pay even higher prices for groceries, health care, housing, and child care.
Well, I don't think that's completely true. I don't see how, if there's less people here in America than groceries and health care, well, how would that make go up? The simple law of supply and demand would mean less people, less demand, more supply, lower prices.
Unless you use woke math.
See, I didn't do that.
No.
Yeah, I don't have my woke math book.
No, I don't either.
So I'm sorry, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, but that's crap. Can we just hear it again just for kicks?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Can we stop it possibly?
Oh, you bet.
Okay.
Hundreds of thousands of families who followed the law, passed multiple criminal background checks, earned work permits, and paid taxes will be torn apart, thrown in ICE jail.
Hundreds of thousands of families, not people.
Mm-hmm.
She said families.
Families, big families.
Which multiplies it by 2 or 3 or 4 or how many people are in that family.
Yes.
So I think she's exaggerating to a very large degree.
Well, not only that, but I think you have to refer to, during the Biden administration, the videos that we saw endlessly of Haitians crossing the border who were actually transported to the border from Haiti. We kept saying, remember during this show, we said, how are they getting to this border, the southern border from Haiti? It's interesting. Well, they were being transported by the thousands, by the tens of thousands.
Uh-huh.
That's the problem. They weren't vetted, Vic. They weren't. She's lying right out of the gate because they weren't vetted.
So, I believe that they were there. I believe that they were Haitians that were black people, cowboys whipping black people.
Oh, that's right.
Weren't those Haitians?
They were involved in that skirmish, right? That never happened.
Right.
That Maxine Waters said never. I remember when you brought that up. It's like we were looking at the video. No one hit anybody.
Nobody. So, all right, continue.
Be torn apart, thrown in ICE jails.
Stop. Nobody's being thrown in an ICE jail, okay? If a detention center, an ICE detention center is not jail. Am I right?
No, it's a torture chamber, actually. Yeah, but they just don't want to say that.
Death camp like Auschwitz.
Death camps, Auschwitz, yes.
Or sent back to a nation overrun by criminal gangs who murder and kidnap at will.
Okay, here's my problem with all this. Every country in the world has issues. I'll tell you one thing. Did you hear what happened over the weekend in Chicago? Many deaths, people being shot. We're talking about over a dozen. It was some huge number. Well, then the people, what do we do? What do we? It's Chicago. What are you going to do? It's a city. What are we going to do with Haiti? Haiti's going to do what Haiti's going to do.
Right.
Just because Haiti's like it is doesn't mean we have to take everybody from Haiti.
Going back to Papa Doc Duvalier, country was just as bad then as it is now.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if they can't clean up their country, sorry, I really feel bad for you, but rules are rules.
It's horrible. Things are happening in Nigeria. Christians are being murdered. Farmers are being murdered by Islam.
Chicago.
No. And then you bring up Chicago, and it's like, well, what do we do here? We arrest people. I don't know. I mean, it sucks. Okay, it does suck in some countries, but it doesn't mean that the United States has to take everybody in. And guess what, Vic? Every dime that you're giving to a Haitian that should not be here, a veteran doesn't get, a homeless person doesn't get. Americans have to struggle a little bit harder to get a home because this is all based on the home sales. They skyrocket, or not the sales, but the actual cost of a housing skyrockets because of all the illegals in this country.
Yeah. Let's finish it up, and then we'll hear from Mark Wayne Mullen on the same topic. How's that?
Okay.
Okay.
Haitian American children, U.S. citizens, will be orphaned, detained in horrific conditions, or deported alongside their parents.
Where are the horrific conditions? At the ICE detention centers?
Yeah, at the Gulag.
Are there deplorables? Is that what she said?
Detained in horrific conditions.
Horrific conditions? Is that what it is? Horrific?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, horrific conditions.
I'll be damned. Go ahead.
Deported alongside their parents to imminent danger. Americans will pay even higher prices for groceries, health care, housing, and child care.
How? How is that possible?
I mean, they're at a point where they say anything they want, and the news media will report on it like it's the truth, and then you and I and other conservative people in the country will say, no, wait, hold on a second. If there's less people here, doesn't that mean more food and groceries and everything else you said for everybody else?
Well, yeah.
Isn't it a supply and demand issue, or am I missing something? I mean, I'm not an economist.
Well, they used to say that if they weren't here, we wouldn't have any vegetables because they wouldn't pick them. No one would be able to pick the vegetables, so we would starve because of illegals not being here. That they got rid of that because it's obviously stupid.
And she conveniently left that out.
So right. So now it's like you're going to pay more for groceries. You're going to pay more for housing because they won't be here now. If they're not here, everything goes up in price.
We cannot exist as a country without Haitians.
No,
right?
They're embedded. They actually start just like up in the Somalis in Dearborn and Minneapolis.
Mm-hmm.
Ilhan Omar will tell you they're within the fabric of this country. They created this country. The Somalis started this country with the Haitians. That's what they tell you. That's what they're telling us.
I have said in the past, and I stick to it, that the island of Hispaniola is shared by two countries, Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Haiti always has something wrong, even if it's natural disasters, Papa Doc Duvalier, Baby Doc, how that country's run. And Dominican Republic just pumps out shortstops, You're
right. People are happy living there.
Yeah. All right, that's all the time we have for that scrap.
Yeah. No more crap. Well, we're going to have more
This
crap.
is Jim Modulin speaking for That's Crap, a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman radio production.
Thank you, Jim Modulin, very much. This is Vic Porcelli saying help control the pet population. Have your pet spayed or neutered. I ran into somebody recently, Ken, who was talking about on Fridays when we do the Wheel of Audio clips.
Yeah.
And it just hit him that it was have your liberal spayed or neutered. Like you get into that case, okay, have your pet spayed or neutered, and people don't really listen,
Yeah.
And he was like, oh my God, that's so funny. Have your liberal spayed or neutered? I said, oh, thank you very much. All right, so let's hear the opposite side of the story, the truth. Here is Department of Homeland Security Secretary Mark Wayne Mullen.
Number 4.
Yes, Ken, I'm so sorry.
Number 4.
Temporary protective status was never intended to be permanent. And there's a lot of people that came over here 15, 20 years ago underneath TPS that's already changed their status. The whole time these individuals have been here underneath the temporary protective status, they could have applied for a visa. They could have applied for LPR. They could have applied for different directions. But the status itself can be ended in its name itself by saying temporary. So these individuals, they have a couple of choices. They can try to apply for a permanent residence here. They can apply for a temporary visa if they choose to, or they can choose to go back. And if they want to go back, we'll help them with that. If I'm talking directly to the individuals with the temporary protective status, either try to fill out the paperwork and be here underneath a permanent status, or we'll help you get back to your country. We'll actually give you a plane ticket plus roughly $2,100 to help you reestablish when you get there. But temporary protective status, according to the courts and in its name itself, is not permanent status.
That's why it's called temporary protective status.
that word to temporary.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that word to be there.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
I don't know when she was saying, it stuck on me when she was saying they're going to go back and people are going to know that they were from America, so they know they're going to have money. Hey, go to any big blue city right now and walk around like you've got money, and someone's going to come up and say, "Hey, I want your money."
Exactly right. The United States Supreme Court has ruled in favor of a Mississippi law allowing mail-in ballots to be counted in elections, even if they are received after Election Day. That was the decision.
Is there a time limit?
The court was split 5-4 on the ruling, with Justice Amy Coney Barrett writing the majority opinion. She was joined by Chief Justice John Roberts, as well as Justices Sonia Sotomayor, Elena Kagan, and Ketanji. What's her name? So we'll see.
What is her name? I don't know.
I think her name is Ketanji Jackson Brown, isn't it? Yeah, that sounds right.
No, it's Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Is it?
Yeah.
So, Ken, I get it. You got to be smart to be on the Supreme Court, right?
I hope.
By definition.
By definition, yes.
Yeah.
But then you mentioned Ketanji Brown Jackson,
Right.
and it's like,
so this radio station, 5 years old, coming up on the 19th of July. We have people here like Tim Jones who know more about the law and voting laws than the Supreme Court.
I believe he knows more than Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Every day, every single day. I hear it every day, and I can never memorize it. The further from election, the further away from Election Day you allow voting, just makes it easier to commit fraud. He says it much more eloquently than I do. Every day on this station, every single day.
Yeah.
And the Supreme Court just can't seem to get it right.
I'm really worried about that because I thought that I heard Rob say that it was just 5 days or something like that. He mentioned 5 days, and so we need to check on that because that is troubling. I guess if they're 2 weeks late. If they're 3 weeks or 4 weeks late. Oh, hey, by the way, don't count that. Don't count yet. Don't finish it up because I've got a whole batch right here. It's been waiting.
What I read you was the whole thing so far.
Okay.
It's a developing story, but I think you're right. And we'll keep up on this all day long today and let you know what it means and what it doesn't mean and all that. All right, let's get out of here. The Media Research Center has done research. That's why it's the Media Research Center.
Yes.
And they're not giving President Trump any credit for anything. Hold on.
Whoosh.
Remember? When the girls do it, they look really good. I don't. Bill D'Agostino will talk to us a little bit about the amount of hours that have been given to the reflecting pool and not other stuff.
Yeah.
That's next.
And I think there was an update on that, too.
Yes, I think there is. So that's all coming up next. 1019 94.1 News Talk STL, number one for live and local conservative talk.
Like and subscribe to us on Rumble. News Talk STL. The Vic Porcelli Show.
What else do we know about this population, 18 through 24? They are stupid. They make really bad decisions.
Oh, that woman got a mouth like an outboard motor all the time.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL. Colombo and Company.
Join us every day for conversations with a wide variety of guests as we keep you informed and up to speed on all the important news and headlines you need to know.
Live and local, weekdays at 2
on News Talk STL.
Hi, Sandy. What's that? I'm reading up on this Amendment 4 on the August ballot. What's 4? Amendment 4 absurdly creates a new un-American minority veto power, but only for ballot issues that we citizens put on the ballot. Don't they say it'll protect conservative ideas? Truth gets in the way of their story. Amendment 4 would mean as few as 5% of the most liberal statewide voters in one congressional district could veto any good conservative idea or reform, even when a big majority supports it. That does sound un-American. How did that get on the ballot? The politicians put it there, and it would empower a small minority of liberals. They could stop funding for police, stop tax cuts, or any other common sense conservative policy we support. Only 5%? One district? That would make it nearly impossible to pass needed reforms or rein in politicians. Yep, Amendment 4 is a misguided power grab by politicians. I'm voting no on Amendment 4.
Right. I'm not giving up my constitutional rights. It's a hard no on 4.
Paid for by Missourians for Fair Governance.
Tony Colombo here for All Solutions Pest Control, the team Christine and I trust to protect our home. We've used multiple services at multiple homes over the years, and I can tell you from all that experience, All Solutions is second to none. If you have a pest problem of any kind, or more importantly, just want to prevent a problem, All Solutions is the team to call. Learn more and take advantage of their incredible $67 introductory offer right now at allsolutionspestcontrol.com.
If a pest-free home is your goal, call All Solutions Pest Control.
Hey, Columbo here, ready to take your next shot? Then head to Bluff City Outdoors, your destination for the best archery gear, from traditional equipment to compound bows to high-performance crossbows, all from the biggest names in archery like Hoyt, Matthews, 10-Point, and more. Whether you hunt, shoot target, compete in 3D, or just shoot for fun, make your next shot at Bluff City Outdoors. 1 mile east of Fast Eddie's at 2813 East Broadway in Alden. Don't forget Bluff City has all your fishing and trapping needs covered as well. Follow them on Facebook and at bluffcityoutdoors.com.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by Connor Roofing. You can count on Connor for all your roofing needs. Visit ConnorRoofing.com. That's CONNER Roofing.com. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
So thank you all. God bless you all. Let's go lick the world. Let's get it done.
On News Talk STL.
Let's go lick the world.
Ken.
Yeah, Vic.
Can I just read a quick headline before we get to Bill D'Agostino?
Yes.
All right, so I will tell you up front, it is Babylon Bee.
Okay.
Headline.
All right.
And it says, Cubans living in New York City begin boarding rafts to escape communism again. Isn't that great?
Right.
They took boats to escape communism in Cuba. Now they're leaving New York to escape communism.
Yeah, yeah.
That poor city, I swear to God. I grew up right next to it, and I'm watching it crumble right before my eyes.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Talk about fresh, and you're talking D'Agostino. So please, Mr. D'Agostino, move closer to me.
Never gets old, does it, Bill?
Honestly, it's refreshing. It reminds me of living back up north.
Perfect. All right, so Bill is from the Media Research Center, senior research analyst at NewsBusters. You sent us some articles, Bill, and it really makes me laugh that when Barack Obama wanted to fix the reflecting pool, which he did not, everybody was great with it. Democrat, Barack Obama, you're a great president. And now when President Trump does it, it's terrible. They're sabotaging it. They're cutting the lining. They're making sure it doesn't look good. Is this their biggest issue, really?
Well, I mean, so here's the thing: is it's kind of become this stupid game where they keep blaming him for talking about it and saying, "Oh, well, that's the only reason we're still talking about it," as they continue to pad their 10+ hours of coverage, according to our latest study looking at this. And that's just on TV news, by the way. I have no idea how many gallons of ink have been spilled on this nonsense. But I mean, you can actually see it you can hear it in the tone and see it in the eyes of some of these people on television. At this point, they're wondering why they're even talking about it. They're like, "Why? This is so stupid. Why?" You hear a little bit of sarcasm sometimes, like when they've got a correspondent out there looking at the water, and they're like, "Yeah, great, good thing you checked. Thanks." And it's remarkable, right? I mean, because at this point, you have to wonder who at these networks is saying, "Oh no, people are loving this. They are eating up the reflecting pool coverage. More of this, please."
Yeah. And now they're scientists. I don't know if you know that. Reporters are scientists now because they're testing the water in test tubes, right?
Oh, yeah. They're all Aaron Brockovich.
They're all Aaron Brockovich. Right. So 10 hours, just on the surface, media have wasted almost 10 hours on the reflecting pool. Doesn't sound like a lot. But when you break it down, it's a major portion of, say, a half-an-hour newscast.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. I mean, so the evening newscasts have spent a combined 45 minutes on it. Or rather the network shows, right? So that's already like an eternity. in broadcast time, because you got to keep in mind these channels. This is not 24-hour news coverage on like ABC, CB. They have other stuff to air. And so you're getting, if it's ABC, for example, you're getting Good Morning America, 2 hours in the morning, and then you're getting World News Tonight, 30 minutes in the evening. So 2.5 hours per network per day. So 45 minutes across those three networks is an absurdity, right? And this is a less than 2 week period, by the way.
So Vic, I get information from Catherine over at MRC for Bill to come on, and she gave me the update. It was 7 hours of coverage for the pond. And then she goes, "Oh, wait,
Hold on.
it's 10 hours now."
Update. Yep. How do you equate the print media? Like the New York Times, Washington Post, all that. Where do they fit into all this?
I mean, so the angle that the print media take is, instead of the incessant coverage, it's basically the quote unquote investigative angle, because there is actually a ridiculous amount of investigative resources being poured into this story. People digging into the past of the guy whose company did the renovation, talking to experts about like the pH levels and the phosphate levels, and what does it mean that CNN found that the phosphate levels in the pool are too high, so we brought in a scientist to explain that to us, and it's truly just the most nonsensical, overinflating the importance of this story. That's generally the angle that you'll see in like New York Times, Washington Post, et cetera, is they're all busting out their magnifying glasses to try to find any kind of meaningful intrigue in this.
We're talking to Bill D'Agostino. He's senior research analyst for NewsBusters. Bill, I thought to myself, it's kind of weird that the media, the mainstream media, the news organizations and all are reporting about this thing so heavily when there's so many good things to be talking about. Wait, what? Maybe there's a little deflection going on there.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically all of their coverage is going to be motivated by a desire to achieve some kind of political outcome. And of course, whenever Trump is president, it's very easy to determine what that outcome that they're seeking is, because it's always just to make him look bad. And so this is a moment where they feel that he has egg on his face, and so they're going to hammer it until the egg is gone or until there's a bigger egg somewhere else. So what this tells me is that they're having trouble finding something embarrassing or negative in many of the other stories that are out there right now, right? So, for example, whatever negotiations are happening with the Iran deal, I don't know what these journalists are hearing, but the fact that they're not constantly harping on this and saying, we're hearing from inside sources that discussions are actually breaking down, the war is going to reignite momentarily, everybody's angry at each other, et cetera, tells me that they aren't finding anything negative there, et cetera, right? I mean, basically apply that standard to anything else that they could be talking about, because if this is, you have to see this as basically the biggest win that they have right now. That is essentially why all the coverage.
So I'm trying to picture. I try to take things back and picture how it ends, how things start before they end up how they end up. And I'm picturing the boardroom, at ABC, CBS, NBC News. Well, what are we going to cover with Trump today, everybody? Well, gas prices are coming down. Oil prices are down. Trump's taking care of Iran. No, reflecting poll. That's what we're going to cover. Reflecting poll.
Yeah, right.
Am I right, Bill?
I mean, so here's the thing. I think it's a much lower level than that. I think that the boardroom is where the where the decisions about like larger programming calls are basically being made. I think that the content of any given episode of World News Tonight, let's say, or NBC Nightly News or whatever, a lot of that falls on the shoulders of fairly low-level anonymous producers. You'd be surprised how low down on the ladder, like what low in echelon of seniority you have to be at some of these networks to have an outsized amount of control over what gets covered and what doesn't. And I mean, in a way, you could say that a lot of our studies are sort of criticism of those people, right? Because they're the ones who are choosing to omit this, who are choosing to dramatically overemphasize that. In this case, that being the reflecting pool, I guess. So it's a lot less high up, some of these calls. It really is kind of 25-year-olds working maybe like their second job, and they're producing for NBC Nightly News, and they're like, okay, yeah, let's do 3 minutes on this.
And I think they literally don't know anything about history. Like last break, we talked about Caitlin Collins from CNN, and she said, socialism is not communism. And I feel like saying, Caitlin, USSR. Remember that? You're too young to remember USSR, Caitlin, okay? Union of Soviet Socialist Republic. They are the same.
Right.
And that's why these kids, maybe they're too young, maybe they're too lazy to go back and look at history, but that's a fact.
Oh, she knows better. She's a former conservative, and ostensibly still quietly a conservative, and just keeps it to herself because the money's too good. Although who knows with any of that stuff, right? I mean, there is a lot of money in selling out and going left.
And it's too late. She's stuck. It's too late for her to come back.
But
all right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, there's no turning around that ship for sure. I mean, once you've had a CNN show, it's probably over. But honestly, that is sort of a remarkable comment that she made, because it's basically like saying, well, look, okay, a tumor isn't cancer, Mr. President. And it's like, okay, yes, but it generally means cancer.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly it.
It's going to lead to cancer. Great analogy.
Why are we playing semantics here, Caitlin? Like, really? And that's the thing. I think that she does know better. And I think that a lot of these people do. Not all of them. For example, the Joy Behars, the Don Lemons, like they truly are just low info kind of resist libs who are getting all of their news from all of their colleagues. And so they truly are as in the dark as they sound like they are.
Bill, you're being so nice.
A lot of people,
Bill, you're being so nice
Too
about
nice.
these people. It's like, because we just call them idiots.
Right. Come out swinging, Bill. Let's go. All right, listen. What about Trump's own party? How do they feel about him, right? Because he won with a lot of votes in 2024. A lot of votes, right? And those people will probably come right back and vote for him again. Well, listen to Harry Enton on CNN.
Republicans love Donald Trump more than any president's own party supporters loved him at this particular point. Just take a look here. Okay, own party supporters, 21st century presidents, own party approval about at this point in the second term. Bush was at 77%. Obama was at 77%. Look at this. 86% of Republicans approve of the job that Donald Trump is doing at this point. That is higher than either Obama or Bush had within their own party at this point. Trump's magic touch has not seemed to wear off yet when it comes to the Republican base.
What do you think?
I mean, first, that's totally not the point of the clip, but I really do enjoy Harry Enton's enthusiasm. He always hits you with the look at this, wowee, my goodness. It's great. Very entertaining. Harry Enton has infectious enthusiasm for the numbers. I never thought somebody would outdo Steve Kornacki on MSNBC, but he's done a great job with this. But yeah, I mean, I think that bears out in a lot of primaries that we've seen, right? I mean, you're seeing senators get primaried, which is it's a fairly rare occurrence.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's not something you see very often. And yeah, like there is absolutely a lot of weight to the argument that, well, Trump generally keeps his powder dry unless he thinks that an endorsement will actually push someone over the edge or make the difference, and he feels safe that he won't be backing the losing candidate. That is generally true, but I would argue that that's just him exercising prudence as opposed to saying, oh, all of the influence is an illusion. And I mean, look, Enton's own numbers back that up, right? Like clearly he does have a lot of influence, because if this guy is that popular, then his endorsement naturally ought to carry a lot more weight than the endorsement of somebody who, say, only 60% or 50% of his party's base support.
Yeah.
All right. And finally, Bill, a story that somehow NBC News missed. First of all,
somehow
we left here Friday, and then all hell broke loose. But NBC, not a word. So calculate this: 0 seconds so far on John Bolton pleading guilty to having classified documents.
My goodness. The politicized prosecution has now politicized John Bolton's own pleas in court. Incredible. I mean, yeah, that's. Do you remember how they covered this when this first happened? right? They were talking about
Outrage.
this as banana republic stuff.
Yep.
Right,
That's
because,
right. That's right.
Because they operate off of a rule of, well, look, if Trump has ever said something negative about this person, or if Trump considers this person a political enemy in any way, or if this person has ever been critical of Trump, then this DOJ cannot prosecute them because that means it's automatically de facto a political persecution.
Unbelievable.
And it's like, well, no, you can also criticize Trump and break the law. Like those are things that can exist at the same time. And it turns out that, yeah, that's exactly what John Bolton did. And this is where they do their audiences a great disservice, because if you've been telling everybody basically nothing about this for months, you bring it up right when the charges first drop, and you say, oh, this is all completely political, it's nonsense and it's evil anyway, we're not going to talk about it. And then, months and months later, there's an adjudication and the guy's actually guilty. All of your viewers' heads are going to be spinning because they're like, wait, what? I thought this was all nonsense. How could he be guilty? Wow,
exactly
this
right.
is worse than I thought.
Boy, Bill, that's amazing. Got any music for John?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there we go. Bill D'Agostino, Senior Research Analyst at NewsBusters. Always great to talk to you, Bill. We'll talk again soon. Thank you so much.
For John Bolton. See you, Bill.
And goodbye.
Yeah.
It was okay to go through Melania's underwear drawer. That was
totally fine.
So important to the case. They're a bunch of scumbags, is what they are. So John Bolton, the pled guilty, and the judge said, "Are you pleading guilty because you really think that you are guilty?" And he said, "Yes, Your Honor, and I'm sorry." Well, too bad. 2.2 million, I think 5 years in jail, all possible for John Bolton. Karen Kataline's next. Yay.
Whoosh.
Bill, that's a big smile for an old politician.
I'm thinking about our plan. It's slick enough to make a lobbyist blush. First, we hoodwink voters with Amendment 5. Tell them it's a tax cut. Once they're hooked, we decide who pays the higher taxes.
So it's not a tax cut plan, and we don't get a say?
Right, just swaps who pays the tax, but it does remove 3 voter-passed taxpayer constitutional protections. That lets us levy new taxes on services, increase sales taxes, and even tax home sales. And voters will no longer get to vote on tax hikes.
Higher sales taxes on groceries, gas, service taxes on doctor visits, childcare, and even rent on apartments. Jeez. Taxes could exceed 20%.
Sure, they figure that up to 80% of taxpayers will pay more taxes. Many, hundreds more. Seniors, they'll get hit even harder. But our big donors will cut a fat hog.
The ones getting butchered by Amendment 5 are most taxpayers. I'm voting no on 5.
Paid for by Missourians for fair taxation.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps in the afternoon.
Andrew Krepuschetz, CEO of Red Balloon and the new military hire.
Well, it turns out for veterans, many of the skills, knowledge, and abilities that they've achieved while protecting our freedom don't line up with the keywords that corporations are looking for. So it's not actually a skill gap, it's a translation gap. So they are using different words for their skills than the corporations are looking for.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps, weekdays at 4
on News Talk STL.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefonte, KNBS Bowling Green.
This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at
NewstalkSTL.com.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. Supreme Court decisions are coming in rapid succession this morning. Rejecting a Trump administration challenge, the court says the states can count late-arriving mail-in ballots.
The Supreme Court ruling 5-4 that the state of Mississippi can count late ballots that arrive after Election Day. The High Court ruling the ballots must be postmarked on or before Election Day and show up within 5 business days.
Correspondent Laura Winters. Also today, the High Court has agreed to consider the constitutionality of Arizona's voting laws, requiring proof of citizenship for voter registration as well as the regular purging of the state's voter rolls. The Supreme Court says Fed Governor Lisa Cook can keep her job for now, while at the same time upholding other firings by President Trump. And the justices rejecting Mr. Trump's appeal of a $5 million jury verdict in the E. Jean Carroll sexual assault and defamation case. It is a race against the clock in earthquake-stricken Venezuela.
Search and rescue efforts continue 4 days after 2 powerful earthquakes shook northern Venezuela.
but Venezuelans are criticizing their government, saying the response to the quakes was inadequate. Citizens also say civilian-led search and rescue efforts have hindered emergency response efforts. Meanwhile, rescuers continue to free survivors from mountains of debris.
Correspondent Andrew Stewart, SRN News, and our parent company, Salem Media, are partnering with Christian nonprofit Food for the Poor to rush emergency aid to the victims of this tragedy. Listeners wanting to help can find an online banner at the top of our website, srnnews.com. President Trump says U.S.-Iran talks, they're on for tomorrow in Doha, Qatar. Wall Street stock sharply higher. The Dow is up about 313 points. The Nasdaq ahead 308 points. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Health insurance rates are surging in America, leaving millions without affordable options. If you're sick of having paychecks eaten up by healthcare costs or dealing with mega corporations, then listen to this. Christians don't need to waste money on a broken system. That's why I want to tell you about Christian Healthcare Ministries. It's an alternative to traditional health insurance at half the cost. With CHM, fellow believers contribute monthly to help pay each other's medical bills. There's no enrollment period, so you can join anytime. And you aren't restricted to provider networks, so you choose the doctors and hospitals you want. It's that simple. CHM is not insurance. It's a ministry that puts faith into action. Feel the difference of financial support and biblical care from fellow believers. Join CHM today by visiting chministries.org/wellness. That's chministries.org/wellness.
This hour of News Talk STL brought to you by Window World of St. Louis. For replacement windows, doors, and siding, call 800-GET-WINDOWS. That's 800-GET-WINDOWS. From the News Talk STL Weather Center.
It's here, a dangerous stretch of high heat and nasty humidity that will last through the work week. Extreme heat warnings and heat advisories are up across the listening area through Friday, with a top heat index between 105 and 110 each day. Mostly sunny for our Monday, 97 this afternoon. Heat index approaches 110. Not much relief overnight either. Tonight's low only 78 under mostly clear skies. Even hotter tomorrow with a high of 99. Tomorrow's heat index at 109. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matt Chambers.
Vic Porcelli.
Come on, you're Italian. You understand.
Every day is a busy day all of a sudden.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Tough and smart, and I love Italian, so, he's definitely Italian.
At least I have this show to come and talk about it and let some stuff up.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
The Vic Porcelli Show.
Hour number 2 of our 3-hour tour begins with Karen Kataline in just a bit. 10:25, Ken will try to sort out these Supreme Court decisions as best we can. What else can we do?
Yeah, right.
So there's a documentary out there. It's called
Remember. Kataline segment brought to you by Gingham's Family Restaurant, locally owned and operated, just south of 70 on Highway 94.
I say there's a documentary out there called Remember the Alamo, Don't Sharia My Texas. And that's by Chris Burgard. We're going to talk to him about 10:41. Can't wait for that. Vic for Vets, a very special Vic for Vets today. I'll tell you right now, it's Uncle Chuck and Chat Box at 11:41. Let's go. The one and only Karen Kataline.
Did you know that I'm married to a trucker? I feel like using a Yiddish word, famished. Spoiling in front of my computer, I am. They're just too dumb to lie. He has the effect of 6 shots of scotch.
As Attorney General, I can assure you that a suitable sheriff will be found to restore the peace in Rock Ridge. Meeting is adjourned. Oh, I am sorry, sir. I didn't mean to overstep my bounds. You say that.
What?
Meeting is adjourned.
It is?
No, you say that, Governor.
What?
Meeting is adjourned.
It is?
Here, play around with this for a while.
Oh, thank you, Hetty.
No, it's Headley.
It is? Why don't you give these out to some of the boys in lieu of pay? Here you go, Frankie, Johnny, Patsy, Kelly, and one for Miss Stein, my beloved secretary. Play with these, boys, in lieu of that other things. This friggin' thing is water.
All right, so a couple of things about that. Hi, Karen, how are you?
Hi.
I
think I know where that's from, that movie.
I think you do. It's
I
from,
do.
actually, my wife and I did a little research last night. It's from AFI's poll of the funniest movie in history.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. Blazing
It
Saddles. number one.
survived all the political correctness, which is funny since it was a movie against racism, but that's neither here nor there.
Right.
That is, it's hilarious. And it's funnier every time I see it.
Frankie,
What?
Johnny, Patsy, Kelly. So Frankie and Johnny from Guys and Dolls. Frankie and
Right.
Johnny were lovers. But
And Patsy Kelly.
Patsy Kelly was like an actress from the 1930s or something.
Yes.
And he made it
yes.
sound like it was two different people, and it was just brilliant. And he's brilliant. And he turned 100 years old yesterday, Mel Brooks.
100.
God bless him, right? God bless
Yeah.
him.
Happy birthday, Mel Brooks.
Patsy
You
Kelly.
should live and be well. And we mean it.
Yes, you should live and be well. You've lived a long time and be well. And
Yeah.
the other thing I love is, and he did this again in History of the World. Meeting is adjourned. It is? No, you say that. Say what? Meeting is adjourned. It is? It's just so funny. They
It's
did
the
that.
Mel Brooks's version of Who's on First.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God!
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Holy cow! Good call there, Karen Kataline. How are you? Everything good with you?
It's scary when you understand his sense of humor.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And the reason you do, the funniest thing about him, I'm sorry, I'm going on.
No.
Is that if he finds it funny, he doesn't care if you get it or not.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm sure you know, and I'm sure Ken knows, but just for people listening that don't know, Richard Pryor
Yes.
co-wrote it with him, and all the N-word jokes were written by Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
is great.
Oh, but it's a racist movie, don't forget.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. He was supposed
Yeah,
to be
it's
Sheriff
wonderful.
Clark, but he was a little unreliable.
I loved him. He was
Cleavon
great.
Little's great. Absolutely.
Yeah, he was great.
All right. We good on Mel? Move on?
We good.
Okay.
We're
I don't
good.
want to rush you. You know, I'm here to be very patient.
No, don't. Go ahead.
So this movie that you turned Ken and I on to,
Wow.
called Citizen Vigilante.
Yes.
Karen, I got to tell you, I watched this movie and I said, "Where's our Army Hammer here in because that was all takes place in Europe, right?"
Yes, but Army Hammer is the American teaching Europe.
But where is he doing it? Where's somebody doing it here?
Well, I think it's inherent in the message, and I have criticisms of it too, which we could get to.
Sure.
But I think it's inherent in the message that it takes an American to go teach them what's going on, and they're getting it. And that if we are not careful, we will follow the same path. That's the message. And we're kind of already being confronted with it.
Absolutely. And I
Yeah.
I think that, first of all, let's stop on the movie. We'll get right back to the movie in a second. But when people were, and this conversation started, Ken, I believe, with defund the police, right? When I heard defund the police, I said, what do you think is going to happen? And I said, it's going to be widespread vigilantism. I mean, what else can it possibly be
Yeah,
if
Karen.
you're going to defund the police?
And Karen may know this as she's been with us just about that long, but we started talking about that out of the gate, about how defunding the police is going to cause vigilantism.
Well, and not only that, but the communists want exactly to disavow cops so that they can bring in their own brown shirts. I've said that for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So they love criminals. They love, what did they do during COVID? They let the criminals out of jail and they jailed law-abiding citizens. That should tell you everything you want to
Exactly
know.
right.
Right
Oh, my
there.
God, Ken.
Yeah, that's what's going on right now. That's the troubling thing about this video, about this movie, Karen. When I first started watching it, I'm thinking, okay, he's the bad guy. By the end of the movie, I'm thinking, I like him. He's the good guy.
Well, it's interesting. I saw it and I got so excited. I started sending it to all my friends. You're some of my friends. And then I had one person who's quite Christian ask me about the sexual explicitness because there was a warning. And then I watched. Hadn't watched the whole thing. And it does have some, what I think is rather gratuitous sex. It wasn't necessary, but I'm not that much of a prude and I don't care. And this is typical of movies today. What bothered me, and I hope I'm not giving it away because I do want people to see it. I think it's cause for discussion. I think the very discussion of it makes the left shiver in their boots. That said, without giving it away, this vigilante does things that you will cheer And then he does things that are really, truly terrible, that are not moral, that are not responsible. There's a couple times in which innocent citizens become collateral damage. And what the lesson to me is, because they don't try to make him into a god or into anybody who is holier than thou. He has the strength, he has the skills, he has the power and the money. And the lesson is anybody with all those things can abuse their power. He could become the next tyrant, and therefore don't let it get to that point. But if it has to get to that, if we're so close that we're considering it, remember Death Wish in the 70s,
Yeah.
same idea, then we know we are in deep, deep trouble when Hamas and terrorists and criminals are being cheered and people hate their country so much that they want to see it destroyed, and they say so openly. That's where we're at, and that's why I think this movie resonates. Elon Musk was pushing it. I don't know if he still is, but with his help, it went totally viral, and it was free for about a day and a half.
Yep. I watched it while it was free because I'm a cheapskate. So,
Yeah. And Germany banned it.
yeah,
What's that tell
actually
you?
now all of Europe. All of Europe has banned
I'm
the
not
movie.
up to date.
So
well,
listen,
yeah, because we can't offend anybody, right?
No, we can't speak the truth
No.
either, whether the truth hurts or not. So a couple things here. Let's start with the sex. Okay, the sex was the actual act that you're watching. Really was nothing. Really, when you think about it, I mean, you see the girl's breasts, and that's about it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, but what's the purpose? To
I'm
see
getting
mold
there.
on a wall?
I am getting. Don't be Ken. Don't
Sorry,
you
what
be a
is that?
thunder stealer like Ken Williams. So listen.
Go ahead.
The thing that bothered me the most about the sex scene was it's a house of prostitution, and he owns the building, and he's being a vigilante. He's breaking the law, right? Unless prostitution is completely legal in Europe. I just thought of that now. I don't know. But I'm like, wait a minute. This is. I thought he was going to bust the place, but he, I own the place. I'm like, oh, what in the hell is going on there? So that.
Well, there are unjust laws, in the words of Gandhi in the movie. There are unjust laws. Not necessarily that one, but that's part of the problem. If they make laws on people prohibiting their freedom of movement, or whatever it may be, that's unjust.
Yeah.
So
I never really truly understood why prostitution was illegal.
I didn't either.
I don't understand. You do this, I'll give you this.
I think you're right too. As you know, that's another story.
That's another story.
I share that, and it only empowers government even more. Even if it's to ban something you don't like, then start a movement and tell people to stop doing it. Maybe they'll go out of business. They'll never go out of business. Oldest profession in the world.
That's right. And I would think like Undertaker would have been the oldest to take, right? Wouldn't you think? People have died. I don't know.
Yeah, and we ain't banning that anytime soon.
Right.
So.
So all right. So that was my take on the sex. I didn't think it was that bad as far as sexual activity that you see, but that he was committing a crime in his own place. Now let's get back to the Death Wish and Death Wish, and I wrote down Bernie Getz too. We've talked about Bernie Getz before, the subway vigilante in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it or not, I remember one of the kids' names, Daryl Cabey, I think was the kid's name.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So
I was living in New York then. I remember the whole case.
Yeah. I remember the New York Post had a headline about it every day. Subway vigilante.
Every day.
So here's the
Every
thing,
day.
okay? Bernie Getz and vigilantes, and this vigilante in this movie, they interview people for the news, and they say, this guy's great. He's killing all the criminals.
Yeah.
We need more people like him. And I think a lot of people are absolutely for vigilantism. Now, it's against the law, but it's funny how people...
And there's a reason when you lose faith, when you see the level of corruption by those people who are charged with the responsibility of protecting you, who you pay money to protect you, and we have people in our Congress that wants to take that protection away in the form of law enforcement and ICE, then, what are your options? I'm not advocating it. I'm saying we are at a horrible time in our country where people are coming to that realization, no accountability. If there is not accountability for this level of corruption, you're going to see that more and more.
And Karen, I think it's a result of fatigue. A lot of people are just tired of the stupidity that they're trying to push on us. And we're all like, this is not common sense, people. It only takes a little bit of understanding that the law is the law and people don't want to die. And they're just tired of all of it. And they're just like, you know what? At least this guy's getting rid of some of the trash that's running around.
Yeah. You know what, Ken? You're so uncharacteristically too nice. I was coming on the air when you were saying to the last guest, you're being too nice. You're being too nice.
I am.
When people realize that the people that are supposed to be in charge of guarding the chicken house don't care if they die, that's what animates them.
Yeah, yeah.
When they realize they opened our country to 25 million unvetted aliens, including terrorists who kill people indiscriminately, and that they don't care and they won't address it. What is a person to do? I don't know.
So 5 years ago, we're talking to Karen Kataline, of course, our great friend. Sometimes we forget to reset because it's Karen, our friends. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's Karen Kataline, everybody. So going back 5 years when they started again with the defund the police, widespread vigilantism wasn't the only thing I said, Ken, if you remember. I said it's going to be widespread vigilantism, mafia-style protection money, and people hiding money in the mattress, right? Mattress. Yeah. So what happened? The hot dog stand guys were hiring the hoodlums to protect their...
In Chicago, that was an actual story in Chicago where these guys were all they were doing is selling hot dogs. Karen, do you remember this story where they were selling hot dogs and people were walking up and saying, "No, I want your money now," and so they had to actually pay people to protect them.
So I hit 2 out of 3.
You did.
It's amazing how prescient you are, Vic. You are.
What was the word?
And a lot of us saw it. We saw the handwriting on the wall.
Pressure.
That's one of the reasons it's so hard to watch people walk right into what you know is going to cause misery, horror, and death.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
I know.
So Allison put in our chat box, in the sex scene, he was more concerned about the mold in the ceiling, remember?
Yes.
So
yes.
I mean,
so what's the point of that? I would love to ask Allison.
Yeah.
Other than to say, what? I don't like mold in my building. I mean, why did they stick that in there? I thought it was to make sure that it had an R rating.
I think it's he at all costs stays within the rails of what is right. I mean,
I don't think so.
No,
I don't agree. No. Well, without giving it away, what about? Well, I have to just say it.
Yep,
he runs a family off the road.
Oh, yes. Just to prove a point, yeah.
They're innocently driving down the street.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And he may well have killed him, and he didn't even blink.
Yeah.
Which tells you that when you're judge, jury, and executioner, you become inured to human suffering like all the people that you are angry at.
Exactly
kind of
right.
like Animal House, Animal Farm. You know, and it is a danger. Yeah. Now, he wants people to be self-defensive, if them individually, but he takes it so much further. He goes out and he teaches lessons to people from whom he didn't have any immediate. He's just outraged, and he wants justice no matter what. And I'm telling you, a lot of these scenes will make you cheer.
Yep.
Well,
they will.
Then don't defund the police.
Right.
If you don't defund the police and let them do their damn job, you won't have a vigilante.
But they have to stay on top of that, don't they? If they don't defund the police, then they can blame police for, police brutality and all that crap.
Exactly
and
right.
remember our version, the Trump era version of police and ICE actually punishes criminals, not law-abiding citizens. But the minute, God forbid, tui, leftists get in control of the police, they're going to extol the virtues of the police because those police will be corrupt, as they are in many so-called blue states. That's what worries me. They only defund police under conservative places where they actually go after criminals instead of law-abiding citizens.
Okay. Got to start wrapping it up here. So let me do that by saying 10 million people downloaded that while it was free for a day and a half.
Wow.
That's a lot of people, right?
Wow.
And last night, just by chance, I watched a movie about vigilantism called Miss Meadows with Katie Holmes.
I loved that movie.
because she's like, hi, good morning. Oh, toodaloo. Nice to see you. Bye-bye. And shoots the guy. I mean,
Wait a minute. What's
That
the name
was
of
a
the movie?
sleeper movie.
It was.
That
And
was a great sleeper movie. I
Miss
loved
Meadows,
it. I
it's
hate to
called.
say it.
Okay.
So Katie
She's
Holmes.
so prim and so proper, and yet she's not.
All right.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't want to talk about it to ruin it for anybody, but I got to talk about something at the end there, so I'll do that on X with you, okay?
Okay.
All right, now let's get to the sauerkraut incident.
Sauerkraut.
Do you like sauerkraut?
Sometimes.
I love it. My question is, though, here's my question. How do you know if the sauerkraut has gone bad? What do you do, smell it? Smells sour. Okay, good.
It's
good.
the same reason how do you know yogurt's gone bad.
Right. Put it on the hot dog. It's fine. So my wife and I were having that exact discussion. I said, so how do you know it's bad? It smells bad. It's good, right? Because when it's good, it smells bad. So I said, so she cornered herself, Ken. I didn't even do anything to her. She
Really?
cornered herself. She said, well, that sour doesn't mean sour like you're saying in German. I said, no, I think it absolutely does.
I
right?
do too, yeah.
So she
Maybe
looked-
it gets sweet. I don't know.
No, listen, don't. You better stop thunder stealing.
All right,
okay?
I'm
I can
sorry,
only
I'm
take
sorry.
one thunder stealer at a time here.
I'm sorry.
So she goes, it's not. It doesn't mean sour like you're saying sour in German. I said, well, look it up. So she looks it up, and she goes on to Google or whatever the hell she was on, and she looked up the exact translation of sour from German into English, and then she looks at me and she says, "You're right." This music actually plays in my house when she says, "You're right."
Oh, fractious day.
He has one
You
button
were
in his
right.
house.
Right.
One button.
I should, Ken. I should have the Ode to Joy button. I'm right? Wow! Now, to be fair, she and I were in Target one night, and we're not at home, so, we couldn't do the Ode to Joy thing. So I thought that the grocery section started an aisle over, and she goes, where are you going? I said, it starts over here. She goes, no, it doesn't. It starts here. I said, no, the grocery start over here. So she goes, well, go look. And I looked. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And then she puts her hand behind her ear and says, I'm sorry, what'd you say? And I said, my wife is right, everybody, all right? And this one lady's looking at me laughing. All right.
That's cute.
Karen, we love talking to you. Do you know that?
I love talking to you, too, and Jessica by association. Hi, Jessica.
She's awesome. She's so funny and so great. All right. We'll talk on Thursday, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
That'll be our July
I'm looking forward to it.
4th celebration because we're off the next day. Yay.
Ooh, baby.
Whoosh. Yeah, baby. Thanks,
Whoosh.
Karen.
Okay.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.
So interesting, right? How she thought the sex was so gratuitous. And it was.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that revealing, I should say. You don't actually see much.
Yeah, right.
Is that thunder in the song?
Yeah.
Wow. When I sent you back in the USSR, I guess I never realized it because I was so, captured by the lyrics. But back in the USSR, the plane takes off throughout the whole song.
Oh, I didn't even realize that either.
See?
Huh.
I was like, is this some kind of crazy joke? And nope, that's where
in
it
the
is.
song.
It's in the song.
Wow.
Okay. Oh my God, Ken, it's so late. I apologize. It is all my fault. But I'm going to make us a little bit later. 4 Cardinal box seats. Wow. Ken Kelsey registered for our big 5th birthday party at Frankie Martin's Garden over the weekend. Coming up during our birthday month of July, you'll have a chance to win all kinds of cool stuff every day by simply registering. Details are coming soon.
Oh, nice. So get ready. I think all you probably have to do is register online.
That's right, probably, but details coming soon. So
Coming
let's not give
soon.
anything
Oh,
away.
okay, let's not.
Okay. All right. So the Supreme Court issues, I'm no brainiac for this stuff, but we'll do our best on trying to sort them out, okay?
Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll get the information out there.
You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
As President Lincoln said,
What, do you have a cough due to cold?
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
So, Chris Cooper's show on the radio Serenity Wealth Now radio show?
Yeah, the Fun with Finance show.
That one, that
featured.
very one.
Yeah.
This past Sunday, yesterday, Danny Liston from Mama's Pride.
I heard that.
How cool
that
is
was
that?
so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Mama's Pride. First band I heard about when I moved to St. Louis. Oh, you got to hear Mama's Pride, blah, blah, blah.
Mama's Pride was the first regional band that we ever opened for at Mississippi Nights.
You opened for them?
Oh,
is there
yeah.
anything you haven't done, by the way?
Yeah, man.
I don't think so. Everything.
Obviously,
can you dunk? I
obviously, there's a lot I haven't done because I'm not a mega millionaire. So
no, it doesn't mean anything. You know how to do a lot of stuff, just haven't made your money. That's all. And now you're stuck with me, so you're not going to make any money.
Too bad. I'm happy. So
all right. So anyway, Chris Cooper and his Serenity Wealth Management Company is the one company that will not be like a predator, like a vulture. Like you go into somebody's place and there's a vulture on a branch inside the office and it comes and starts picking at you.
Oh, perfect example. I just checked. I just wanted to find out information about this one company about 2 years ago. And they're still trying to contact me.
Really?
To this very day, yes. I had to actually block them from my phone and everything. Chris won't do this.
No, that's the great thing about him is he just wants to have a conversation. That's all. Sit down, have a conversation. You know what? Your finances may never come up.
And I'm signed up on Chris's newsletter.
Oh,
and he
it's
doesn't
great.
know me from Adam on that thing, but he sends me only one a week,
Mhm.
and I get the information and I move on.
Just to update you, it doesn't say, hey, get in here.
Hey, I need to call you 25 times.
Get in here right now. He doesn't do that. So go up and have a conversation with him, and the conversation is everything. I swear to God, you're going to love it. He's got a couple of books. You can read a few books, actually. His newest book is called The Business Owner's Playbook for Financial Clarity. You can find it at serenitynowbiz.com. Tax-free strategies for long-term care and new holistic retirement, both available at serenitynowtax.com. And the radio show, Serenity Wealth Now, Sunday mornings at 9. Serenity Now! With Chris Cooper.
Investment advice offered through Fortis Capital Advisors.
Serenity Now! This is 101.9 and 94.1.
Female millennial Trump supporter. I listen to it like every day. Like, seriously, you get it.
News Talk STL.
You work hard, follow the rules, and get absolutely slammed by taxes. Your paycheck taxed. Your property taxed. Everything you buy taxed. Missouri's tax system isn't broken, it's rigged against you. The lawyers and lobbyists working for big corporations and the super rich buried over 200 loopholes for themselves in our tax code. While they pay nothing on the services they use, working families are taxed over and over. It's no wonder they're lying about Amendment 5. Our corrupt tax system is rigged in their favor. They're getting a free ride on your back. Don't believe their lies. The truth is, Amendment 5 closes loopholes exploited by the super rich and slashes taxes paid by Missouri's working families, phasing out income taxes and cutting property taxes. They finally pay what they owe while you keep what you earn. Vote yes on Amendment 5, paid for by Missouri Promise PAC.
Let's get real. Here's the truth about eliminating Missouri's income tax.
I'm here with Dennis Ganal, founder and CEO of Mo Tax Relief Now. So, Dennis, we're talking Amendment 5. Why should grandparents, seniors, care about this?
Well, too many of our children and grandchildren leave Missouri for states like Tennessee with better opportunities and lower taxes. Amendment 5 helps Missouri become more competitive so future generations can stay, work, and raise their families here.
Okay, so it's about money, but it's also about keeping families together?
That's right, family and financial security. Seniors want to keep more of their retirement income and stay close to their children and grandchildren. Amendment 5 protects taxpayers and helps Missouri compete with states that aren't taxing income. Keep your family together. Keep your money. Axe the tax. Vote yes on Amendment 5.
Learn more at afpmissouri.com. News Talk STL.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps in the afternoon.
Producer Joey V here. The heat wave has canceled our live broadcast from Powder Monkey Fireworks, but don't worry, we'll have a Roman candle fight live in studio at 4:05.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps.
Weekdays at 4
on News Talk STL. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019.
Whoosh.
You're listening to The Vic Porcelli Show.
My father's no different than any other powerful man. Like a senator or president.
You know how naive you sound.
Why?
Senators and presidents don't have men killed.
Who's being naive, kid?
On News Talk STL.
All right, welcome home to 1019 and 94.1 News Talk STL. I'm Vic Porcelli. That guy there is Ken Williams, the great Ken Williams. Did I get everything in there with Karen? I think so.
I think we did.
Yeah, this Miss Meadows movie just blew me away, Ken. She's all prim and proper, and she tap dances while she walks, and if she sees a crime happening, she just takes care of it. It says toodaloo.
You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of Nina Jankowicz. Remember her? From the Dis and Malinformation Czar. They were going to try and install her, and she was so sweet, and she was the singing czar. But I guarantee you, she gets her talons into our rights, they're over.
Well, this is not quite that. I mean, she's a vigilante in this movie, and she sees a crime actually happening in front of her, and she takes care of it.
I like that.
And she says toodaloo right before she shoots you.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo. Okay, Supreme Court. Supreme Court decisions. I'm just going to read them, Ken. Is that okay?
Yeah.
The Supreme Court issued its decision in Trump versus Slaughter, holding that for-cause removal provision for the Federal Trade Commission is contrary to the Constitution's separation of powers. The ruling upholds the Trump administration's position on effectively overrules what remained of Humphrey's executor, the 1935 case in which SCOTUS held the removal statute only permitting the president to fire FTC commissioners for inefficiency, neglect of duty, or malfeasance in office.
So that was a ruling in Trump's favor then.
Absolutely right.
Regarding that, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little confusing. Mississippi's election law upheld in Supreme Court decision on Watson versus RNC. A pivotal ruling on the fate of states that collect and count mail-in ballots after Election Day has been issued in a 5-4 decision on Watson versus RNC. The Supreme Court held that federal Election Day statutes do not prohibit states from counting ballots postmarked by Election Day, but received afterward under state law. Specifically, the Supreme Court holds the federal Election Day statutes do not preempt a Mississippi law that allows mail-in ballots to be counted as long as they're postmarked by and received within 5 days.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know about, is the received within 5 days. You can't have something, oh, look, this 2 weeks later, oh, it's postmarked for the day. No, it had to be wrong. You know, we didn't get that information until now, but I'm glad it says at least 5 days.
Have you ever? I'm sorry, Kenny.
No, it's just that in California, Vic, I don't know, 3 weeks later, you can get 24,000 batch votes in and go, oh, see, we just missed these, sorry.
Federal election, too. We learned that in 2020.
Yeah.
Now, this really bothers me. If somebody is a Republican/conservative who is testifying before a Senate or House committee, a Democrat will say, who won the 2020 election? Do you believe Donald Trump won the 2020 election? They really pound that so they can go ahead and call you an election denier when the hearing is over.
Right, but they're election deniers.
No, absolutely. My proof, which would shut them up, and you can't even say this when you're testifying because they'll say, reclaiming my time, yes or no answer.
That's okay. You can still get it out there, though.
Because the one thing, there were so many things. The one thing that stands out in my mind the most is putting boards up or paper, whatever it was,
yes,
on the windows where they're counting the ballots.
Yeah.
That seems very authoritarian to me. That seems very socialist communist to me, that you can't see who counting these votes.
Okay, these were people that were authorized to be observers, and they were telling them, no, you can't. And they were smiling when I remember this like it was yesterday in the swing state, whichever one it was. They were putting these things up and just saying, see ya, we're not going to let you look.
Now think of this. if you're putting up boards or whatever you are on the windows where they count the votes, if you're just looking through the window, you can't see much. You have to be standing right behind the people who are counting the ballots to really see
who they voted for
what's
and
going on.
Yes.
So then, why did they need to put boards over the windows? That's because I think if you see from the window something very nefarious was going on, like, here, take this bucket of ballots.
Just exactly, but like they pulled in the video, pulled all those things out of the from underneath the table,
right,
that had batches of votes in them.
Why else would they tell you that you can't even look into the room?
Right.
Because something bigger that you don't have to see very closely by standing behind somebody to see who voted for who. It's something bigger something. You know what I'm saying?
And if I was sitting in a hearing, Vic, I'd say, no, I do believe that it was stolen. I believe the election was stolen in 2020. Well, how dare you? You're an election. Yeah, I am an election denier because I have proof. Here's proof. And then when you have a pipe that burst, it turns out to be a leaky faucet, and they said, well, we just needed that time to install all those batches of votes. And that's really what it comes down to here. Do I have proof? No. But do you have proof it's not true?
So the leaky faucet was in Georgia. The boards on the windows in Michigan. I think it was Nevada or maybe Nevada or Arizona, where there's 24 hours security cameras that work 24 hours a day, nonstop, 24/7.
Yep, I remember this, Vic.
Just happened to go out on Election Day. Huh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's not a coincidence. There are no coincidences.
No.
Everything happens for a reason.
Yep. And what was it? There was also something about a truck that pulled up with a bunch of bags of things, like votes. They were probably votes.
Ken, it was a postal truck.
Okay.
It wasn't just a truck. It was the federal government.
Well,
they're sending ballots that every single one was for Joe Biden. That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah. Every single one of them. And that's the other thing. Well, if it was close, if it was like, if it was 60-40 or whatever, then you can have an argument.
Mm-hmm.
None of them were for President Trump.
Not one.
Not one.
Same thing happened with the guy we like in California.
Yeah, Spencer Pratt.
Spencer Pratt got screwed the same way. And finally, the other decision is Trump versus Cook, the woman who worked at the Supreme Court. And Trump was trying to fire her, and they said that he can't fire her.
Oh.
So, no.
I stay.
That's what happened.
That's what happened.
Trump said, get out. She said, no, I stay. It's crazy, man.
It is.
All right, Chris Burgard has made a documentary called Remember the Alamo, Don't Sharia My Texas. You said this months and years ago, Ken Williams. That's next.
Like and subscribe to us on Rumble. News Talk STL.
Whoosh.
Vic and Ken.
Here's $40 if you leave right now.
No, I stay.
The Vic Porcelli Show on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. News, analysis, opinion.
The midterms are coming up.
This is a tough political environment.
We have Democrats that are more interested in protecting illegals and criminals.
101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
Hi, Sandy. What's that?
I'm reading up on this Amendment 4 on the August ballot.
What's 4?
Amendment 4 absurdly creates a new un-American minority veto power, but only for ballot issues that we citizens put on the ballot.
Don't they say it'll protect conservative ideas?
Truth gets in the way of their story. Amendment 4 would mean as few as 5% of the most liberal statewide voters in one congressional district could veto any good conservative idea or reform, even when a big majority supports it.
That does sound un-American. How did that get on the ballot?
The politicians put it there, and it would empower a small minority of liberals. They could stop funding for police, stop tax cuts, or any other common sense conservative policy we support.
Only 5%? One district? That would make it nearly impossible to pass needed reforms or rein in politicians.
Yep, Amendment 4 is a misguided power grab by politicians. I'm voting no on Amendment 4.
Right. I'm not giving up my constitutional rights. It's a hard no on 4.
Paid for by Missourians for Fair Governance.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-515-2397. 800-515-2397. That's 800-515-2397.
Fox News Commentary with Kayleigh McEnany. Next.
Need life insurance but have diabetes, high blood pressure, or on anxiety meds? If you're a 50-year-old male, even porky, or with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of life insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. For affordable term life insurance, call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-444-2013. 800-444-2013 or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. 800-444-2013.
Here's Kayleigh McEnany.
The Democratic Party, they're at a crossroads, and they have to decide whether a failed ideology that has torn apart nations, go see Venezuela, Cuba, the Soviet Union, is the way or not. And you have mainstream Democrats who are saying enough is enough. We are not going to stand for this. Jamie Harrison, the former head of the DNC, said if you hate the Democratic Party, please do not run for our nomination. Jamie Metzel, he worked in the Clinton White House, he worked for Madeleine Albright's State Department, said it gives me no pleasure to have come to the following conclusion: the American left, including the left wing of the Democratic Party, is currently embracing an orgy of virulent anti-Semitism. And then Sarah Foreman, she's a serious Democratic strategist, said we need to stop pretending this is not the case. The DSA is effectively in charge of New York City. Democratic Party is being captured by socialists and communists. They recognize a trend in the party, and they have the courage to call it out.
For more commentary like this, go to foxnewspodcast.com.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. Vic and Ken. Ken's a cat. He plays saxophone. Vic owns a cat, and he has cat-like reflexes. The Vic Porcelli Show on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
You
Cat,
bet.
you.
Cat owner.
You cat, you.
No, you're the cat.
You the cat.
All right, listen. Ken Williams has been talking about this since the beginning of this program 5 years ago, that Texas, believe it or not, falling to Sharia day by day. Is that accurate what you said?
At a snail's pace, but the perfect pace for Islam. That's what they want.
So there's a movie out there, a documentary available for just $9.99.
Cannot wait to see it.
Called Remember the Alamo, Don't Sharia My Texas, and it was made by Chris Burgard. Chris, thanks so much for being with us. How are you?
Every day is Christmas, sir, every day. And
Nice.
Thanks for having me on your show. It's just an honor, fellas.
Well, you know what? My partner here, Ken, he's like my go-to when it comes to Islam. You know, he says they're not a religion, they're a military invasion or something like that.
Right.
And he's right. He's been right all this time. Not that I ever doubted him. But my point is, Chris, there are people in America that say, bah, Sharia, that'll never happen. That'll never
You're
happen.
a conspiracy theorist.
And look where it's happening in the state of Texas, for God's sakes.
Well, you have to understand they've targeted Texas because if they take Texas, they take the country. You take the country, you take Western civilization. There's 57 in the Organization of Islamic States. There's 57 countries. There's only one Christian country, it's the United States.
Well, Chris, I always wonder, you know, that you've got hundreds of mosques. I call them Islamist outposts behind enemy lines. But they have these in plenty. But yet they'll go into the streets and block traffic and do the call to prayer. I wonder why they do that.
Oh, that's easy. That's jihad. So when you see the film, there's first of all, everybody needs, forget about the Quran. You need to read the Quran. You need to read the the Hadith, especially those by Bukhari. But the real thing everyone should read is the Surah. The Surah is the biography of Muhammad done by his peers. So there are many different forms of jihad, which is their mission is to increase Sharia law and create the worldwide caliphate. So hijra is emigration jihad. So when you see people, mostly military-aged men, in the streets praying, they're claiming that territory. And in our modern day, those images are going all over the Islamic world. So as far as the Islamic world thinks, they have Dearborn, they have New York, they have Houston, they have Dallas. Dallas is being branded in the Islamic world as the Mecca of the West. Anytime you hear where they've changed the law that they can put out the call to prayer, as far as that call is heard, they claim that land. What they're doing here in Texas, and it's the same business plan they did in Ohio, they did in Tennessee, they'll build a mosque in the middle of nowhere, and then they claim the 3 miles around that, then they bring the folks in. I live in East Texas. East Texas is not Dallas-Fort Worth. Dallas-Fort Worth has 24 new mosques in 24 months. But in East Texas, the most political question you get is, what church do you go to? Not do you go to church, what church do you go to? And now they're facing resistance out here in East Texas. We already have a mosque in the county next to us. Folks have been going there for 40 years. They're wonderful folks. But they want to build a 9.5-acre Islamic center. Why? We don't have that sort of population. And even the folks that have been here for 40, 50 years will tell you, Chris, we have 6 Muslim families in 2 counties. We don't need that. But it's a military tactical operation. You build it and you fill it. You claim the ground. As Colonel Pete Chambers and General Flynn say, they're lily pads. And then you build the next one. That's how they want to take Texas.
So just to solidify what you're saying, Chris, here is an Islamic cleric. Everyone listen up.
Islam came to conquer the world, conquered the entire world.
Ottomans, as the shield of the Ummah, defeated the British twice. If you want to bring back Khilafah...
Don't get angry at me that, hey, we don't have a caliphate. I'm sorry, okay? People talking about establishing Islamic superpower, I mean, how? Yeah. It's all I'm saying.
Allah promised that He will make you rulers upon the earth.
The caliphate is a government, a state, which rules by the Quran and Sunnah, and there is one leader, and that state has borders. But those borders, they expand, and they literally annex other countries until the whole world is literally under that governing authority.
Chris, does all this lead to civil war, you think?
No, because we made this movie. If we didn't make this movie, then yes. Texas is not the UK. Texas is not going to put up with grooming gangs. My buddy's in the movie, Tommy Robinson. His 13-year-old cousin gets raped by a room full of bearded Muslim men, and the police don't do anything about it because they don't want to be racist. Then a few years later, they do anything about it because now there's enough Muslims in local government that what happened to her under Sharia law is completely legal. And I'm pretty sure the tape you just played me, I thought I heard the voice of Yasir Qadhi in there. Yasir Qadhi is one of the top Muslim Brotherhood operatives in the United States of America. They moved him to Tennessee to the Epic Center here in Texas. This is the guy that's the brains behind making Epic City, and he's laughing. You see him in the movie laughing that the reason they can't stop them, they're going to take Texas, is because they're lobbyist groups, because they own the politicians. The Texas is for sale, just like America's for sale. They're finally now so confident that they're telling you what they're going to do. They've been doing it for years. It's been a slow infiltration, but now they're so confident that they're going to win. This is what's going on. And you can't say he's wrong. I mean, they've taken Dallas-Fort Worth area, and that's where we had the Hamas Holy Land trial, back in 2007 and 2008. It was the largest terrorist conviction the United States has ever had, and now they basically own the city.
Well, we're talking to Chris Burgard. He's the maker of the movie Remember the Alamo, Don't Sharia My Texas. So here's what really astounds me, Chris. Women who are getting behind Sharia law, who don't really understand the consequences of what will happen to them if Sharia law, if they have to live under Sharia law. Am I right?
Correct. And you see that here. We address that in the movie, and you'll see the honor killings we've had here in Dallas. That's in the movie. Islam, and you don't have to take it from me. We have a fellow in the movie. He was a Muslim Brotherhood terrorist. killed Christians. That's what he did, and and Russians, and he switched sides. But he'll tell you it's all about deception. Now, this is the scariest thing in the world because trying to get the right answers is really, really tough. Just like they'll do to a girl when they woo her into Islam, tell her how they honor women, they do this, whatever. Then they get married, then they find out their property, that they're only worth half as much as a man. Things change. It's the same thing on the internet. You know, I've read the Surah, I know the Quran, I've read the Hadiths, and when I Google something on internet, AI, I'll give you one quick example. AI changes it, and this is where the red-green alliance comes in, the Marxists working with the Islamists. The last thing Muhammad said to his wife before he died is, Islam shall be the only religion in Arabia, and keep paying the bribes to the ambassadors, the Christians, and the Jews. But if you Google it on AI, what it says is, his last words were he wanted peace in Arabia, and he wanted to make peace with the Christians and the Jews.
Just not true. I mean, that's just crazy. And here's one of my biggest problems. So they create an outpost, I call it, in an area, and then people, what they'll do, just as a knee-jerk reaction, of course, being so disappointed, they move. And guess what they do? All those different homes that are being vacated, people from Islam move in, and that's how I think they grow. How far off am I on this?
No, you're spot on. That's exactly what you do. If you come down to Plano, Texas, and you'll see this in the movie, they've bought up 77 homes in a very affluent neighborhood all around there, paid above market price for many of these homes because they've got so much money. The money's coming in from foreign sources, and it's also coming in because Muslims are obliged to tithe, kind of like Christians, but their salary all goes to jihad, furthering Islam. Now, here's the rock that'll break this, fellas, and this is what people need to understand, because Americans, we're committing suicide by empathy because we're so conditioned not to offend anybody, and it's hard for people to grasp the fact that Islam is a civilization, not a religion. But where they can definitely gain foothold is, look, Sharia is a complete set of laws for every Muslim that's been around since 640 AD. It is the enemy of the Constitution. You cannot have Sharia law and constitutional law in the same civilization. They're on record saying daily that they want to replace constitutional law with Sharia.
Yep.
That's where we stop this. Every politician that's taken this Islamic money and is pushing organizations and laws and legislation that support Sharia, they've broken their oaths to the Constitution. That's grounds for automatic termination. They can never hold office again. In some cases, also criminal punishment. But that's not being enforced. But it has to be, because Sharia is the enemy of the Constitution.
You know, after talking to you, Chris, and the stuff I've learned from Ken, we're talking to Chris Burgard. He made this great documentary called Remember the Alamo, Don't Sharia My Texas. Because what do we hear on the news all the time? Oh, people are leaving California for Texas, right? Maybe they're leaving for Texas not knowing what Texas is becoming.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because it's true, but that's also where we came up with the log line for the movie. Because here in Texas, everybody says, "Hey, don't California my Texas." You know, people move here and then they want to change us.
Okay.
But so when we say "don't Sharia my Texas," people are afraid to say "don't Sharia my Texas," but not afraid to say "don't California." So that's why in Texas lingo, this is catching on and spreading like wildfire because people get it then and they don't feel afraid. It says 365 times in the Bible, "Fear not." But that's what people are. They're afraid. This movie gives you the education and the purpose to stand up to this.
Can you tell us a little bit more? Can you tell us a little bit more about the movie?
Absolutely. I thought I was done dealing with this. I've been fighting the Muslim Brotherhood for 19 years. Most people know my career, know me from the 20 years on the border and the 2 J6 movies. But 19 years ago, we came across jihadis in West Texas in Hudspeth County, Texas. Sinaloa cartel was bringing them across the river, and they threatened to cut my buddy's wife's head off and take it back to Chihuahua. So we staged there with 5 other law enforcement agencies. And then I ran in, and that got me introduced when we reported this to a fellow named John Guandolo, who is Marine Special Forces, FBI counterterrorism, and he had been pulled out to lead this task force out of DOD against Muslim Brotherhood. So I started working with them. They ran into more jihadis in South Texas a few years later, and then this is how God has got a sense of humor. In my daughter's school, in our very little school district in Acton, Agua Dulce, CARE came in and bullied the superintendent into putting Sharia law into the school district because some kid had complained about, a seventh grader, about a history assignment. They thought it was offensive. So what the school superintendent did, not want to defend anybody, said, okay, well, our kids can't draw any of the prophets. Boom, that's Sharia law. Sharia doesn't just say you don't draw Muhammad, you don't draw any of the prophets. Jesus Christ, Moses, they're all prophets. So luckily, I'd been fighting this for years, and my buddy, who was head of the school board, his family escaped from Iran. We knew what we were dealing with. We organized the churches together, went to town council meeting, explained to them who the Muslim Brotherhood is, how this is their plan, what Sharia law is, and what they've just done to our kids. Took that to the school board, 5-0. Liberals, conservatives came together and kicked Sharia law out of the district.
Right.
CARE came in, the Council on Islamic-American Relations, said, we're going to sue you. And they didn't realize it was a small community of veterans and cops and firemen and stunt guys. And they said, great, bring it on, we'll sue it. And they backed down because we later found out that they wanted to get set precedent in a small cowboy town and then use that to go into LA Unified, which is 500,000 kids. But we kicked the crap out of them, and we're going to use the same strategy to take back Texas, and then hopefully Texas will be an example for the rest of the country.
Boy, it better be. I'll tell you what. The documentary is called Remember the Alamo, Don't Sharia My Texas, and you can pre-order the digital version right now for $9.99. Theatrical opening, did I say that right? Theatrical opening, yeah, on July 4th, 2026. That's coming up in a couple of days, and it looks like it's going to be a great movie. You know, I love conservative people making documentaries like Ray Griggs made back in 2010, I Want Your Money, which was about...
I Want Your Money. I know Ray. Yeah, Ray was FOA. He's a good guy.
My favorite thing about that movie is the very beginning when there's cartoon characters. One is Obama and one's Reagan. And he goes, what are you doing? And he goes, well, I'm distributing the wealth. I learned in school it's better for everyone. And then Ronald Reagan says, we have a word for that. It's called theft. Really good movie, and I got to talk to him, too. So, good to talk to you, Chris. Good luck with this movie. Hope it does well. Let's talk again how we got to keep the Cowboys, doing what they do down there in Texas, okay?
Well, remember the AlamoMovie.com, and do me a favor. We have some cartoons, too. Please call me back and let me know what you think, because we did a whole 7-minute version of the complete autobiography of Muhammad's life in the style of South.
Oh, we got to see that, yes.
Love it.
And then we end the movie with a Disney music video cartoon, and it's being banned everywhere.
Of course.
So it's called Don't Sharia My Texas. God bless you guys. Y'all are so awesome.
Well, thank you, man. Thanks for being with us. We're up against the hard break, so we got to run, but we will talk again as soon as we watch that.
Real soon, Chris.
Yeah, good stuff.
God
Chris
bless.
Burgard.
See you, buddy.
Remember the Alamo. Don't Sharia My Texas.
Bill, that's a big smile for an old politician.
I'm thinking about our plan. It's slick enough to make a lobbyist blush. First, we hoodwink voters with Amendment 5. Tell them it's a tax cut. Once they're hooked, we decide who pays the higher taxes.
So it's not a tax cut plan, and we don't get a say?
Right, just swaps who pays the tax, but it does remove 3 voter-passed taxpayer constitutional protections. That lets us levy new taxes on services, increase sales taxes, and even tax home sales. And voters will no longer get to vote on tax hikes.
Higher sales taxes on groceries, gas, service taxes on doctor visits, childcare, and even rent on apartments. Jeez. Taxes could exceed 20%.
Sure, they figure that up to 80% of taxpayers will pay more taxes. Many, hundreds more. Seniors, they'll get hit even harder, but our big donors will cut a fat hog.
The ones getting butchered by Amendment 5 are most taxpayers. I'm voting no on 5.
Paid for by Missourians for fair taxation.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefonte, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at NewstalkSTL.com.
With Town Hall News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. President Trump is out today with a major update on the situation with Iran. Here's correspondent Laura Winters.
President Trump taking to his Truth Social page with a few new posts about the war in Iran. The president writing in all caps, Iran has requested a meeting. It will take place tomorrow in Doha, exclamation point. Now, earlier, President Trump noting that the price of oil has dropped down to $69 a barrel. The president saying it is heading down and the price is lower than it was prior to the start of the denuclearization of Iran.
That is correspondent Laura Winters reporting. The U.S. Supreme Court has ruled 5-4 that the state of Mississippi can count late ballots that arrive after Election Day. The High Court ruling the ballots must be postmarked on or before Election Day and show up within 5 business days. Republicans had hoped the tighter rules would help to ensure election integrity, fearing that the permissiveness of the late ballots may make it easier to cheat. On Wall Street, stocks are booming. Right now, the Dow is up 215 points, the Nasdaq up 356. As the nation celebrates its 250th birthday this coming week, new polling indicates overall pride in the country is actually on the decline.
New polling shows that fewer Americans are proud of U.S. achievements. An AP NORC poll finds Americans' pride in the U.S. on several key attributes has dropped since 2017. That includes pride in the nation's military and its political influence around the world. Much of the declining positivity comes from Democrats. Polling suggests they've become increasingly disenchanted with the United States in the years since President Donald Trump was first elected. Despite the drops in pride, most adults living in the U.S. say being an American is extremely or very important to their identity. Haya Panjwani, Washington.
More of these stories at townhall.com.
Maybe this is you too. There's enormous frustration right now with healthcare costs. It is amazing. Healthcare costs for families in the last 20 years have almost tripled, and it just keeps getting worse. All this to say, this is why MediShare is so in demand right now. People are looking for alternatives, and MediShare is proven. You can save thousands of dollars a year and actually like it more. Over 1 million Americans are now part of healthcare sharing, and MediShare is the gold standard. It's trusted. It works. It's been helping people save money and have peace of mind now for 30 plus years. It's not some big impersonal thing either. It's a community of people like you helping each other. So yeah, if you're frustrated too, here's your chance to make a refreshing change. You'll notice the difference as soon as you call. They're easy to talk to. You can get a price within 2 minutes. Here is the number. Call 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE. 833-34-BIBLE.
This hour of News Talk STL is brought to you by Stifel, serving investors for over 130 years. Contact your Stifel financial advisor at stifel.com. That's STIFEL.com.
You feel it every time you check out. Prices up, paychecks stretched, families squeezed. That's why Ann Wagner's fighting to get government off your back and out of your way. Wagner passed the largest tax cut in American history, expanded child tax credits, ended taxes on tips, overtime, and Social Security. And Wagner is working to lower costs so families keep more of their hard-earned money. But Ann Wagner knows delivering for Missouri means more than just protecting their wallets. It means protecting our streets as well. That's why Wagner fought to secure our border, deport dangerous illegal aliens, partner with law enforcement, and put predators behind bars and off our streets so our neighborhoods and communities stay safe. Because real effective leadership protects what matters most: your money, your family, your safety. Ann Wagner for Congress.
I'm Ann Wagner, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Ann Wagner for Congress.
Are you tired of hard chlorinated water drying your skin out, tasting bad, and ruining your fixtures? Jones Air and Water Treatment has the solution to this pollution. Our Hydratech H2O leaves you with great tasting, soft water at all fixtures in your home with one unit. Call Jones Air and Water at 636-899-1040 or visit us on the web at joneswater.com. You can be a filter or buy a filter. Jones Air and Water, 636-899-1040 or joneswater.com on the web. Call us now.
42% of Missouri fourth graders can barely read. 42%. It's the worst result in 20 years. If kids can't read by third grade, they fall behind in school, and many never catch up. But other states have provided a roadmap for success. Missouri needs one universal reading test for all third graders and one clear statewide standard for what it means to pass that test. A struggling reader who still can't read after extra help and a second chance at the test should repeat third grade with some exemptions. We also need to end the outdated 3Qing method, which encourages guessing instead of reading, and require teachers to be trained in the science of reading. In Mississippi and Indiana, test scores jumped up dramatically after these reforms, and Missouri can do the same. Missouri children deserve to become confident, capable readers, and strong early literacy reforms can make it happen. The Show Me Minute has been brought to you by the Show Me Institute and Show Me Opportunity.
This is Mark Harder with RE/MAX Results, the #1 RE/MAX franchise in the region. As a licensed real estate broker with RE/MAX Results for over 20 years, I've seen the ups and downs of many real estate markets, including the one we're in right now. With the spring market in full swing, now is the time to leap into the buying or selling of your home. Someday is not a day. Today is the day to make your move. Call me at 314-852-8933 or email me at markhardersells@gmail.com.
This hour, The Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by the Trolley Stop Bakery, the official bakery of The Vic Porcelli Show. You're listening to The Vic Porcelli Show.
For a 3-hour tour, a 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough.
We squeeze in a dry hump day under partly sunny skies.
From New Jersey to Baldwin, Missouri, to behind the microphone, taking the whoosh to the radical left and the putrid swamp. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show. Here he is, Vic Porcelli.
All right, can I say something about whoosh for a minute?
Yeah.
I think it's one of the coolest things that I've ever heard in radio. Porcelli's Deli was pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
But I think whoosh is better than that.
Really?
Because people don't, in their normal, they don't come to work and say, hey, good morning, Porcelli's Deli to you. You know what I mean?
I got you.
But they'll say, good morning, whoosh, my brother,
Can I add to that a second?
Yes.
The phone call we just got from a listener we'd never heard from. And
I love that.
At the end of the conversation, I said, whoosh, and they said, whoosh, my brother.
Yep.
I was like, all right.
My wife was talking to somebody who, the guy said, what about whoosh? Do you know about whoosh? Now, she's a nurse, my wife, so she's thinking, what's this, blood pressure? Is it heart? Whoosh, 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 whoosh. So, being the unbelievably aware woman that she is, she says, what if I were to say, whoosh, my brother? I knew it! I knew you were ex-wife. It's
because he knew that her last name was Porcelli.
Yeah,
and he was trying to figure it out.
But he wanted to be, cool and under the radar. So I don't know. It's just become such a cool thing, and you've done a great job on that, Ken.
Thanks, Vic.
Whoosh, my
You too,
brother.
man.
All right. So listen, we got a very special. Can I just intro it and then you read about it?
Yeah.
Okay. So on this show, we care and love and revere and respect veterans, alive or dead. And sometimes they're no longer with us. And today and tomorrow, the last 2 days of June, right?
Yes.
So tomorrow we're going to do my dad. Yeah, good luck, Vic, getting through that. And today is somebody very special as well. So right now it's time for Vic for Vets.
All right, Vic, I'll take over from here. This is the official Vic for Vets Honor Roll, highlighting our honored veterans during Veterans Appreciation Month, which is what we have every June here on the Vic Porcelli Show. You've heard me every day taking my hand across the rubbing of my Uncle Chuck. His name is Charles Anthony McGurk from St. Louis County, Missouri. He was born August 1st, 1946, and he passed July 19th, 1966. So shortly before his 20th birthday. It was in the Vietnam War. He was in the Marine Corps with the rank of Private First Class. His specialty was a rifleman. He was in the 3rd Marine Division, 1st Battalion, 3rd Marines, C Company. He died through hostile action, South Vietnam, Quang Nam Province. Here are some of the awards that my Uncle Chuck received. The Purple Heart, of course. Combat Action Ribbon. Marksman Badge. National Defense Medal Ribbon. Vietnam Campaign Medal. Vietnam Service Medal. The Marine Corps Presidential Unit Citation. And the Vietnam Gallantry Cross. During his service in the Vietnam War, Marine Corps Private First Class Charles Anthony McGurk experienced a traumatic event in which ultimately resulted in his loss of life on the 19th of July, 1966. The boat sank in the Kade River 2 clicks from the Nam O Bridge in Quang Province during the Operation Hastings Sweeps. He left his wife, my Aunt Louise. Now, I want to add to this story just for a second, Vic. My uncle pissed off my mother because it was her youngest brother. Because he got in he signed up for the Marines. He was going to go and nobody was going to stop him. And she said, listen to me. All you have to do, if you're going to join the Marines, fine. But I want you to come to my house, walk up my street with your dress blues on. I won't accept anything less from you, pal. So after boot camp, he did. It was 95-degree weather, Vic. And he walked 2 blocks. He parked 2 blocks away and walked up. I remember this because I was 6 years old around there. And I remember standing with my mom when he did it.
Pretty cool. Very cool. Okay, you good? Good. Today's Vic for Vets Honor Roll inductees, honored veterans on News Talk STL with support from our friends at Alamo Military Collectibles, Gemini Wealth Group, Heroes Care Incorporated, Michael's Funeral Home, and Freddie's Market. Great job talking about your Uncle Chuck there. And I just want to bring something up here. What date is the anniversary of this station? It's July 19th, isn't it?
Yep.
Same date that Uncle Chuck died. How about that? It's the great circle of life, Simba. That's what it is.
Yep.
Right? I love you, man. Okay. That wasn't easy to do, I know. Tomorrow's going to be a breeze. Me talking about my dad. Piece of cake. Not going to be a piece of cake.
No, I told myself, just think joke, think joke, think joke, and then you get through it. And then I almost did.
Yeah. Okay.
Damn it.
No, Ken, you kidding me? If you didn't, I would have been disappointed because it means you don't really care.
Well, I got him every day.
Yeah. Uncle Chuck. I talk about Uncle Chuck all the time, and I talk about him like he's my uncle. Yeah, Uncle Chuck.
He is. He's if you're a Vic head, he's your uncle too.
Yeah, he's everybody's adopted uncle, no doubt about it. And I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid because I just assumed his name was Williams. What else was I supposed to think?
Well, yeah.
His name was Williams. So I don't know why somebody sent you and me people who died in Vietnam in the same year that your Uncle Chuck died, and I found a Charles Williams. I was like, is this your Uncle Chuck?
Oh, okay.
And they're like, no, jackass. His name is McGurk. Of course it was.
I don't think I said that, but
I'm pretty sure you called me a jackass. I'm pretty sure you did. It's fine. I'll take it. All right. Let's hear some audio, Kenny, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's hear number 8, President Donald John Grover Cleveland. Trump refusing to allow Democrats to remove one nation under God. Do they want to do that? They want to take under God out of the Pledge of Allegiance?
Eventually, they would. I'm sure they do.
Okay. Well, that sucks. Go ahead.
With God, all things are possible. With God, all things are possible, right? All things. That's why, as we prepare to enter the 250th year last month, tens of thousands of patriots came together on our National Mall, and we officially rededicated America as one nation under God. And we're not changing. We're not changing. And we always have been, and we always will be. We're not going to let them take it away.
You know, Vic, I firmly believe this to the bottom of my heart, that as long as we're a Christian nation, believers in Christ, that we're going to be saved. We're going to be fine eventually. But as soon, say, for example, things go sideways and we do become a caliphate for Islam, it's over. This country's gone. And I don't mean just because of that. I'm saying that God will turn his back on us as a nation. I believe that. So we need to maintain. Look, we are a Judeo-Christian nation.
That's right.
And no one's going to change that. Not as long as I'm here anyway, as far as I feel.
Karen Kataline put the Judeo into Judeo-Christian. Right?
That's right.
So what Ken's talking about, we talked to Chris Burgard, who wrote a documentary called Remember the Alamo, Don't Sharia My Texas. It's going to be in theaters. That's where I saw Ray Griggs' movie in a theater when I was working in Bloomington because I interviewed him up there.
Oh, okay.
And it's cool on the big screen, I got to say. But you can get it digitally right now for $9.99. And I assume that price is going to stay. I just don't know where. I should have asked them where you get it. He directed it. Powerful documentary connecting the legendary stand at the Alamo with today's fight to protect Texas from the incremental advance of Sharia law, Islam. Everything that Ken Williams has been telling you for 5 years. I hope you're paying attention. And because some portions of Texas, of all states, Texas.
He was right about that. I mean, it makes total sense if they can create a Mecca outside of Mecca, what do you call it, the Western Mecca, then hey, they're good. At that point, it's probably just a matter of numbers. Then
it's just crazy, and I never would have thought of the plan, and the plan is to build these little epic neighborhoods. Is that what you call them? Epic neighborhoods?
Yeah.
The Muslim neighborhoods?
Yeah.
And then build them close enough to people where those people say, I really don't want to live near this. I'm moving out.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Islam buy that house and every other house where people make that decision. Right?
And then, as he said, they build a community center, and they build, different structures, and they expand out. Well, then that takes care of that region, but then they do another one, and that grows. And then, you can visualize what's going to happen at that point. I mean, it's very simple, very common sense.
If you have young women, young girls in your life, your dad or uncle or whatever, somehow you have to tell them what may be coming in a way where a kid can understand it and not be completely traumatized by it.
Yes.
And or even write it down and say, hey, keep this closed. When don't open it until you think there's trouble, and then open it up and you'll see what's going on.
And here's an example of that, Vic, of what could be coming. Okay, this is radical Islam we're talking about. In Europe, we see the videos all the time. You can look it up. A refugee into Great Britain who's Islam, he comes in, he's raping girls, like 12-year-olds. He gets caught. He's cornered by the fathers saying, we are going to kick your ass now. Why did you do what you did? He's like, well, of course I did. It's my religion. What did I do wrong here?
Yeah.
I didn't do anything. She's not Islam. I can rape her. And I mean, they're like, dude, you're going to get hurt by saying what you're saying. He's like, I don't understand what you're trying to tell me here. I didn't do anything wrong. I had sex with a little girl. And that's what they do. That's normal in that religion. I'm talking about the radical Islam. We can talk about different versions and all this other stuff every day. But if you're Muslim and you're not saying something against that, then you're a part of it.
I completely agree with that. Lying by omission and
everything.
All right. Anyway, the movie's called Remember the Alamo. Don't Sharia my Texas. You can get it right now at $9.99. I wish I knew where you could get it, but you can't. I think it's rememberthealamo.com. You can look at it at not the movie. Find out where to buy it.
Yeah.
At Remember the Alamo. Oh, sorry. Remember Alamo movie, but remember is RMBR. Remember Alamo movie .com. All right. So, it's scary stuff. It really is. I don't want to talk about it anymore because it upsets me. So
let's go to the Vic for Vets people who are supporting us. Because I don't think we read down that.
We read it.
Did we? Yeah, I must have missed that.
You think I just walked into this building off a banana boat? Is that what you thought? That I don't know a sponsor announcement?
No.
I'll read it again for you, okay?
Yeah, let's do that.
Be a big bitch about it. Where'd it go?
It's worth it again anyway, Vic, because I just love the fact that we get that support from these people and from the Vic heads, from everybody. Thank you for the support. And if you have an honored veteran that you'd like to highlight, hey, please send the information to me, Ken at NewstalkSTL.com, and we'll take care of it.
And I think it's crazy that Uncle Chuck died on the same date that this station started, July 19th.
Yeah, that kind of hit me when you said that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to hit
No,
you.
you did.
Today's Vic for Vets Honor Roll inductees, honored veterans on News Talk STL, with support of our friends at Alamo Military Collectibles, Gemini Wealth Group, Heroes Care Incorporated, Michael's Funeral Home, and Freddie's Market.
Thanks, Vic.
Yeah, man. So we're talking a lot about vigilantes today because the movie Citizen Vigilante was available for free. We told you it was going to be.
I made it right under the wire.
Did you?
Yeah, it was like I think 2 a.m. when I started watching it.
Yeah.
And I was up until 4 at
I'm
least.
sure I was watching that no matter what. Army Hammer plays the American in Europe, which is another interesting facet of that.
Yeah.
That he's going there to show them what could be happening. And, you know, the left will say, oh, this is Islamophobia. And if they wait a minute, if they have the guts that Ken Williams has, he'll say, yep. Sure am.
It is.
Don't like
I
it?
am.
Tough stuff. Stop.
Yeah, it's just check it out and if you get a chance, it'll be worth a good watch.
And then I'm telling you, this Miss Meadows was a fun movie, man. All about vigilantism in the form of a prim, proper young girl who's a teacher, substitute teacher, and never toodaloo. She always says toodaloo.
I want to check that one out, too.
Katie Holmes, isn't it? So listen, Ken Kelsey won 4 Cardinal box tickets. You know why? Because Ken registered at our big 5th birthday party at Frankie Martin's Garden on Friday night. And coming up all during our birthday month of July, you'll have the chance to win all kinds of cool stuff every day by simply registering. We'll give you the details when that happens.
Oh, man, we don't get the details yet?
It's tease. It's called a tease.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you.
So all of a sudden,
I heard a big whoosh. And by golly, I had to go check my pants.
Oh, my goodness.
Again.
Let's go lick the world.
Whoosh.
Ken.
Yeah, Vic.
I want to talk about how women's basketball, specifically Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham, have now become a political issue.
Yep.
Republicans and Democrats fighting over what happened to Caitlin Clark at the hands of Alyssa, whatever her name is, Thomas, I think. Talk about that next. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Stream the Vic Porcelli Show at NewstalkSTL. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
How dare you!
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's NewstalkSTL.
I think we should be able to have a civil conversation.
The news and talk that matters to St. Louis.
This conversation has completely made me crazy.
This is complete insanity.
NewstalkSTL.
Looking to celebrate the 4th of July with a bang? Then look no further than Powder Monkey Fireworks. We've got bottle rockets, fountains, cakes, mortars. Our selection is endless with low prices and no gimmicks. Our friendly, knowledgeable staff will help you choose the perfect fireworks to make your holiday unforgettable. You'll go bananas at Powder Monkey, Highway 94 in St. Charles, on Westwood in Weldon Spring, and on Brendel in Rocky Mount. Don't want to fight the crowds? Order online at powdermonkeyfireworks.com.
There's something magical about walking into your backyard and knowing your family is completely safe and secure. Hi, I'm Sean Long, owner of STL Fenceworks. That's the feeling my team and I have been creating for metro area families for more than 50 years. Whether you're adding your first fence or finally creating the outdoor sanctuary you've always wanted, we offer premium vinyl and stunning ornamental options, all designed around your family's specific needs and lifestyle. While other companies struggle with supply delays and rising costs, we've always proudly used all American-made materials, which means better pricing and faster installation for you. Our experienced craftsmen exemplify our motto, your satisfaction is our passion. From Warrenton to Wildwood, your neighbors trust us because we live here too, and we care about your project as much as you do. Right now is the golden time to build with flexible financing options and a commitment to completing your fence on time and on budget. Visit stlfenceworks.com.
Life's legal challenges deserve experienced representation. For over 15 years, Cole Combs Attorney at Law has been serving St. Charles and surrounding counties with comprehensive legal expertise. From tax preparation and estate planning to family law and criminal defense, Cole delivers personalized solutions for your unique situation. You have traffic tickets, need a business formation, real estate matters, one call will handle it all. Cole O. Combs Attorney at Law. Call 636-949-0010 extension 3 today or visit colecombs-law.com.
Hey, Jamie Allman here, looking for the ultimate escape? Well, welcome to Santino's, where luxury meets authenticity in a stunning 6,000 square foot destination. Browse hundreds of premium cigars in the walk-in humidor. Explore more than 700 bottles of whiskey. Whether it's their non-smoking wine room, gaming lounge with custom poker tables. It's Santino's, just off Highway 55 at the Imperial exit. See them at Santino'sCigarCocktails.com. That's Santino'sCigarCocktails.com.
If you have a phone, you have a radio.
Download the all-new Newstalk STL app.
Love the all-new Newstalk STL app.
On my way to work in the morning.
Usually I'm in the car.
I listen on the app in my car every morning going to work.
Download the Newstalk STL app and listen anytime, anywhere. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019.
Hey, y'all, this is Killer Bees, world-famous comedian, part-time swimsuit model. You are listening to my brand new best friend in the world, Vic Porcelli.
Huh.
What? What's up?
Brand new best friend in the world.
Yeah. You know, I love Killer Bees because he's brave enough to say, aren't there any ugly babies out there? Right? When people, oh, he's beautiful.
Oh.
So he's, a lady came up in a stroller with the baby who was so ugly, and he goes, what a beautiful stroller.
Have you ever experienced that? I have.
I don't know if I have. What'd you do? Did you say what a beautiful stroller? Is that a great cup?
No, I sucked it up, but I'll tell you what, I was stunned for a split second. That baby was ugly. And I oh, how cute. I mean, this kid was really bad.
That happens. Can't all be good looking like me and Ken.
No, that's true.
So, Ken, I just want to briefly talk about, there's a movie coming out, maybe out already, I don't know. I think it's a documentary on what terrible people the Amish are.
Wow.
You know why?
Why?
Because they all voted Republican. Remember?
Yeah.
Remember they came in with their horseless carriage?
Oh,
with
that's
the American
right.
Flag?
Yeah, yeah.
The Amish vote helped him win Pennsylvania.
If not for the Amish, North Carolina would have been still be a disaster area. They spent months there without any pay building homes for those people.
Yeah. So Joe Rogan says the Amish basically have no obesity, no infertility, no cancer, no diabetes, no metabolic syndrome. They're having 10-plus kids, and they're incredibly happy. Can't watch TV, can't listen to the radio, can't have a phone. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm going to be an Amish person. I think that would.
Well, no, but there's something to be said about it. Maybe to limit it. That big ruling that they have in Europe about 16-year-olds or under not being able to get on social media. I think that's a great rule. I used to do that with my kids.
How old? 16?
16.
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
Well, Vic, I would tell my girls, and they've divulged to me later that they cheated once in a while. I said, yeah, but it wasn't that easy, was it? Because what I would require is that they put the phone in the kitchen.
Oh.
Okay? If they got caught, the phone goes in the kitchen then. And I would I'd walk past the kitchen counter, I'd say, where's your phones? And they'd bring them in.
Well, that's where the phone was when we were growing up, right? Had the real long cord.
Yeah.
Right? And we just sat outside the kitchen with the long cord
Real
stretched
long
out.
cord, yeah.
Yeah. Talk to our girlfriend or whatever. Okay. So over the weekend, I realized, and I guess I should have realized this earlier, that now Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham have become a left-right issue.
Can I make an assumption why? 'Cause
Yeah.
You know more about this than I do, but I'm only assuming because there is black and white involved.
Absolutely.
The left decided that this is where it needs to go. So they called racism, right?
Right.
When in reality, though, if you think about it, if you've looked at the videos, if you watch what's been happening, it's been black women beating up on white Caitlin Clark. So I don't know how that works, but I'm sure that they figured out a way to navigate through that.
Well, here's one thing about it. When Caitlin Clark came around, here came this white girl, the straight white girl, who all of a sudden made the WNBA the story in basketball. And not for nothing, somebody had a great quote over the weekend, how the Sophie Cunningham pointing thing put the World Cup on the second page of the newspaper because Sophie was on the front page.
Wow, yeah.
And she I saw another one where it says that Sophie Cunningham is not afraid of anything. Nothing.
Well, think about restraint for a second. This is one thing that I know there's been a question about whether or not we as a people have restraint. We can restrain ourselves in doing things that we shouldn't otherwise be doing, right? In public and what have you. When she pointed her finger at that woman on the other team, that woman lost her stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't you cuss on this here radio.
Okay? All she had to do was look at Sophie Cunningham and say, what? I don't care.
Sophie was on
no
a
problem
podcast, and I was pointing at Dewana Bonner, and she goes, "Don't do that. I don't like that." No, she shouldn't have said that. She goes, "She shouldn't have said." Because as soon as she said it bothered her, she okay.
And I know where she's coming from on that.
So here's part of the problem, kid. Here's part of the problem, Ken. Sorry, kids is in the thing. Sorry. This person's name is the Auntie, spelled like, Aunt, A-U-N-T.
Oh, okay.
I know people say aunt. I've never said aunt in my life.
No, my aunt, yeah.
Aunt Alba, Aunt Tulia, Aunt Doris. This person's name is the Auntie with no kids. And her post is, are you ready? Hold on to something tight. Caitlin Clark is a white woman and will never be a victim of racism. Black people can't be racist. These are facts.
That's what this auntie said.
Yep. With 141,000 followers on X.
Okay. Well, I think there are a couple people that might question that.
Yeah. And it's funny because now they're saying, well, when you can't just take a still picture and make a decision on that, because the still picture, Alyssa Thomas has her hand, her fist in Caitlin's throat, and it looks pretty bad when you slow it down like that. But it happened. And by the way, go on to YouTube if you want and type in Alyssa Thomas dirty plays in the WNBA, and you'll see like 30, 40 examples of her being completely dirty to everybody. She's just a dirty player.
Yeah.
And Dewana Bonner's fiancé.
No, she was the one with the fist in her throat, though.
Yeah.
When I saw that, the one thing that I noticed was the smile on her face when she was doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Just the look of, to me, it looked like she was having too much fun doing it.
Yeah. It's really funny how white people are racist, right? That's the narrative. But sometimes I look at posts on X. Here's one. Here is Alyssa Thomas 2 years ago talking about the racism she experienced due to the Fever fans as a result of Caitlin Clark. Nothing has changed. Caitlin is a cancer to the league and needs to go to Europe and leave along with her MAGA fan base. This guy's black. Who wrote that? Auntie with three kids, also black. So it's become a white, black, left, right issue.
Okay. Well, that's what they do. Because if they don't have a sound argument, they're going to resort to that every time. That's on the left. That's just what they do.
Yep.
We just don't think that way. See, up till now, I've always just thought it was a bad look for the WNBA to be hurting someone. If Caitlin Clark was doing this and there were a bunch of white girls doing it to her, I'd be like, knock it off. What are you people doing to this person that's actually bringing your whole organization to life? Everything that she's doing right now is nothing but benefits to you.
Yep. All right, so now let's talk about Sophie, the enforcer.
Yeah, I like her.
She is now. She's the one who put the World Cup on page 2. And by the way, she got baptized on April 14th this year. She was baptized as a kid, but she wanted to be old enough to understand it.
Some people believe that now. When you're baptized as a young child, sometimes you don't understand, so you make your own decision as an adult, and some people say it reinforces it.
Right. So now she's also become the meme, right, when it comes to that pointing video. And they put like her, but Trump's head on her body.
You see the one with Nick Shirley?
Yes, that one's. And then there's some still memes with her as Mona Lisa. The Scream, the Scream video? Scream painting, she's that. All these, the Statue of Liberty.
Pointing.
The thing pointing. It's just so funny.
I haven't seen that one.
And the thing is that I don't know who this is. This is somebody. The way that she handled that whole situation to protect her teammate was just poetry in motion. It just was just poetry.
Yeah.
Because the whole time she's pointing at Duana Bonner. Duana Bonner was yapping the whole time. Yapping the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
And Sophie made her look like an idiot.
That's what I'm talking about, restraint. You need to be a little smarter than that because you know that just doing what she did and responding to the point was just making her look bad, and she needed to realize that she was just not self-aware of what was going on.
Right. And, it's so funny, the opinions of people. That person told Caitlin Clark to leave the country. This person saying Sophie Cunningham and Caitlin Clark should dump the NBA and sign with a foreign league. Let the WNBA cater to the animals. The league won't last without Caitlin and Sophie. So what about the concept of getting backers, really rich backers, and starting their own league?
Well, yeah, I mean, or a team, and then play against the people, because you could create a situation. Sophie, I'll tell you what, Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham have the reputation now to where they could leave, create a team, and then say, okay, WNBA, you're so good, let's play. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then go against them and see what happens. Tell you what, that would be a draw of draws for basketball in general.
I would also like to say again, I say it every time, she is a Mizzou grad.
Yeah.
So we should be sticking up for her just because she's a local girl.
Absolutely.
She was the kicker on her high school football team.
Was she really?
Yeah. There's a video of her kicking a field goal that wins the game, by the way.
That's great.
And she was the prom queen and all that. So she was like the perfect it girl.
And was she jiu-jitsu or what
she is a
taekwondo or
third degree black belt.
Oh, okay.
Some people say taekwondo, some people say karate. I don't know. I don't care. I just like her being the enforcer.
Yeah, the enforcer. I like that.
All right. Chat box is next on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Watch us on our live stream using Rumble, Facebook, and Twitter. Vic and Ken.
They don't know what the they're doing.
The Vic Porcelli Show on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Colombo and Company.
Join us every day for conversations with a wide variety of guests as we keep you informed and up to speed on all the important news and headlines you need to know.
Live and local weekdays at 2 on News Talk STL.
Hi, Sandy. What's that? I'm reading up on this Amendment 4 on the August ballot. What's 4? Amendment 4 absurdly creates a new un-American minority veto power, but only for ballot issues that we citizens put on the ballot. Don't they say it'll protect conservative ideas? Truth gets in the way of their story. Amendment 4 would mean as few as 5% of the most liberal statewide voters in one congressional district could veto any good conservative idea or reform, even when a big majority supports it. That does sound un-American. How did that get on the ballot? The politicians put it there, and it would empower a small minority of liberals. They could stop funding for police, stop tax cuts, or any other common sense conservative policy we support. Only 5%? One district? That would make it nearly impossible to pass needed reforms or rein in politicians. Yep, Amendment 4 is a misguided power grab by politicians. I'm voting no on Amendment 4. Right. I'm not giving up my constitutional rights. It's a hard no on 4.
Paid for by Missourians for Fair Governance.
I'm Dr. TJ, owner of the Institute of Natural Health, co-owner of Optimal Nutraceuticals, and the host of Wellness One. Wellness One is designed to cut through the nonsense and provide you common sense science-based information regarding health and wellness. On the show, we discuss topics like thyroid health, gut health, hormone optimization, and many others. Our show airs Saturdays at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. and Sundays at 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. right here on NewstalkSTL. And you can visit us at inhstl.com. That's inhstl.com.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Biden's being Biden's being extremist.
Oh, son of a gun. You thought I was going to say son of a bitch, didn't you?
On News Talk STL.
So funny. I like how you open the mic for me right after Porky Pig, like I'm supposed to. Hot Legs by Rod Stewart. Guitar. If you're from St. Louis, you're proud of St. Louis, you're proud of St. Louisans. That's Billy Peak.
Yeah, it is.
On guitar. One of my favorite albums, by the way. Let's rally together and have Vic for Vets every day. It's a lot of work that Ken does. I don't think you understand. You know, when it comes out on the air, it's just, you know.
There you go.
Let's do that. Let's do
For
this.
you.
It's a lot of work. All right. Kenny, let's do the chat box. And I want to, I'm sure I am going to get grievance after grievance for this. But we had a conversation with Chris Burgard. Is that his name?
Burgard?
Burgard?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Chris Burgard.
Hold on. Yeah, you're right. About his movie called Save the Alamo. Remember the Alamo, don't Sharia my Texas. And it was it was a fascinating conversation with him.
Yeah.
And I said to him, why don't women understand what this Sharia law is all about when it comes to them?
Yeah.
You won't be able to leave the house. You won't be able to drive. You got to wear the thing over your face, you know? So there was a lot of comments about it. I'd like to do those first.
Yeah, go ahead.
Soften you up with all this. Sharia is happening in other states besides Texas, obviously Minnesota.
Columbus, Ohio.
Maine. Where in Maine?
It's happening in Maine. I'm not sure exactly.
Dearborn, Michigan has their own little Islam sect there. Sharia is being allowed to happen by virtue signaling white liberals and will be the undoing of our beloved country. Talk about cutting off your nose to spite your face. You know, I think that decisions need to be made with the longevity of this country in mind, because we were talking to Nate on Thursday, and he said, 250 years is one of the longest civilizations ever. And I was like, wow, only 250 years.
Yeah.
Right? Because we live every day. Hey, we live in America. Yeah, God bless America. Like it's going to last forever. And it could last forever if we fight off all the opponents.
Well, if you think about it, Vic, it makes sense because this is so hard to maintain. But being an authoritarian or a communist society, those authoritarians can take over. It's probably easier.
Mm-hmm. Sharia is being allowed to happen by virtue signaling white liberal. I just said that, sorry. They are not hiding their agenda. They're not hiding it at all, Ken.
Nope.
They're out there right in plain sight. And they hide behind freedom of religion. They do hide behind that. Islam is not a religion, right, Ken?
Nope. It's an invasion strategy in my book. It's just me.
Unfortunately, it's gone too far for it not to go the way of the Civil War. Oops. Oh, they're outpopulating every country they land in, including
every
ours.
one of them. That's part of their strategy. When I say an invasion strategy, it's not just coming over here. It's everything. It's the things we talked about with Burgard, Chris. And by the way, the Roman Empire lasted 1,500 years.
Yeah, okay.
But
we're not quite there.
No.
China, I'm sure, too.
Yeah. No, well, not the CCP. I'm talking about the existence of one type of
That's interesting.
Yeah.
They've stated that they'll use our laws and freedoms against us to win. Are you ready when it matters? Get ready. Great interview. Thank you, Ellison. They have a lot of money from the profits from the Leering Center.
Yeah.
You live, you leer. That's what happens. That's what's happening in New York. Mondami chasing everyone out with raising taxes is done on purpose. New York will be lost for good if something isn't done to stop it. New Yorkers need to recall. Ken, do you remember the movie?
Think about what you just said.
What did I just say?
About Mom Donnie. That's great insight.
Yes, it is. Do you remember the movie Escape from New York?
Yeah.
Guess what? It's going to be happening soon.
It's going to be happening. It's going to become a dystopian city.
We'll have to watch that. Look at Dearborn, Michigan. Correct. Hey, I'm the only one who will tell my wife what to do, in my mind.
In my mind. Okay, think about that for a second now. Here's what they do. They get people they start them in school board meetings. They become council members. They start to grow. They start to be all the leadership in the local area. They become the leadership and who votes for them as a block. All of them.
I don't think that was the gist of the comment, but it says, "Hi, hey, I'm the only one who will tell my wife what to do." In my mind.
Oh, I got you with that one. No, I was referring to the other
I was
one.
telling my wife off the other day. I told her I'm not going to do this anymore. On the inside. On the outside, it was, yes, dear, I'm the king of the jungle. Stay and fight. That's the problem with these blue areas. And you know what? The blue areas are the first to go, I think. Because they'll be like, oh, yeah, Sharia. Yes,
We
Sharia.
love you.
Yeah. We're good, guilty white liberals. Illinois is a good example of a majority just taking the gut punches. Offense. I get it. They can count on people leaving a crap situation or a crap area because we can. We have alternatives, and they plan on those things.
Part of the strategy.
To take the area of time. So listen, if you live by, this is just me talking, okay? If you live by where this is going on, like Ken has always said, they build a mosque or an epic city, and then people are like, oh, I'm not living here. I think those people that move out because they don't want to live near that need to coordinate and be a militia, for lack of a better word.
You mean stay there? Stay in the area?
Move out, but then start your own militia. Build your own wall like they do when the flood happens with the sandbags. You know what I mean?
Oh.
This is our place. Get out.
But see, I think at that point, though, the damage is already done. They've removed themselves from the area, and now the people that they said they have large bank accounts to buy up all those homes.
Well, then, Ken, we need to arm and be ready for a civil war. I don't know what else. I don't know whatever solution these people want from me.
It's just something that you need to be aware of. I just believe we need to keep talking about it, and don't be afraid. When someone calls you an Islamophobe, say, listen, I'm trying to find the truth here. I'm trying to protect this nation. I want to protect my daughter. I have 2 daughters, okay? And they're going to, hopefully, God willing, have children. Okay? I need to know that I'm leaving something for them, that I'm being aware of it. Okay? That's what we need to be aware of. That's all we're saying. And if you see, we've decided to vote, we vote 5-4 for Sharia law now. It's going to take over the Constitution. At that point, you better do something.
I don't see a non-violent way out of this, Ken. I just don't. Sorry.
Well, I hope there is, but
if not, we need to be on the offensive and we need to win.
We do, and we need to be aware, that's all.
Good morning, Patriots. I pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America. No fair Alexa.
No peace.
No fair tires. No fair
peace.
chat box. No
peace.
Good morning, fellow freedom fighters and patriots. Whoosh, my morning, people.
Whoosh.
President Iran, you're pushing me. Donald John Grover Cleveland Trump. Good morning to you, beautiful, mega, ultra patriotic, deplorable, garbage, general, freedom fighting, God freedom, victory. What is whoosh?
Whoosh.
Damn it.
Good morning, St. Louis.
Hey.
Hey.
It's good to see you.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Morning, everyone. Before I forget, I'm just reading. Before I forget, the Facebook chat box is the Snow White 2025 live-action Disney musical starring Rachel Ziegler of chat boxes. Wow.
Well, I'll be.
He goes, wow, that's low even for me. What a voice on the pledge, boy. Huh? What a voice.
Yep.
Dave Stouffer says, what a voice on the... It was him.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing the pledge, Dave Stouffer. Peace out, baby.
Yeah.
Vic, humidity drastically amplifies the feeling of heat because it impairs your body's natural cooling mechanism. That and the humidity absorbs the heat, making it feel worse because of that experience. Okay, we're going to make a rule. No science, okay? No chemistry, physics
You were
on
talking
this
about
show.
You were talking about the heat.
Did I get into that, with everything he was talking about?
Maybe a little bit.
A little bit. Roberts and Barrett voted with the leftists. That's John Roberts, the Supreme Court Justice, Supreme Chief Justice, and Amy Coney Barrett.
They can be wild cards sometimes, which I guess is what you need to expect for Supreme Court justices.
That thinking, Ken, is very logical. The problem is the left doesn't think logically.
No.
They just want to pack the court no matter what.
Yep.
We in these hot-ass streets, honey.
Anyone else have a problem bringing the Rumble feed up? 9:20, and it just opened for me. Stop your...
No, I was actually on time today.
Caitlin Collins is 34, and she proves it every time she opens her mouth in that vacuum called CNN.
Oh, for you.
She needs a little more life experience and stop drinking her own Kool-Aid. Just read a history book.
Yeah. Reading is amazing. I've learned so much by reading.
Have you?
Yeah.
I hate reading. Too many words.
Are there?
Vic is definitely feeling a lot more animated here lately. The man has the voice and the dance moves that send shivers up the spine.
Did you see him on the stream today,
baby.
everybody?
I was dancing
he was
my ass off.
Doing some kind of line dance thing.
No, it's not a line dance. It's a sexy dance that these girls do.
Okay.
You got anything against sexy?
Bad llama.
Okay. Haitians need to go back and fix their criminal country. You know, not to mention they're eating the dogs. I'm kidding.
But it's true.
They're eating the dogs.
Why? Okay. Why are they leaving their country if they want that? If they want that religion, whatever that thing is that they're calling their religion, why are they leaving their country that has it?
If this country's so bad, why does everybody want to come in it?
Yeah, that's another question.
Good morning, Vic Heads. If you can find it, Citizen Vigilante was very hard. Ken, you'll love it. An American standing up to Islamists and corruption. I loved it. I thought it was great. Hoorah! My all-American ultra-MAGA freedom-fighting Vic Head family. No more, Barbara says, good morning, freedom-fighting Vic Heads. No more ceasefires with this insane regime. Go for total regime change, total surrender. Good morning. This is our Navy Chief. Good morning, gents and fellow Vic Heads. Happy birthday.
Thank you, Navy Chief.
Wait till I get there. Good morning, gents and fellow Vic Heads. Happy birthday week to these United States of America.
Thank you, Navy Chief. Booyah, Navy. Booyah.
Good morning, fam. Bam. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Vic Head Patriots. The government public schools are abusing the youth of our nation. This is a form of spiritual and religious abuse. Think about it. Good morning, all. I'll have to watch Remember the Alamo after listening to your show. Thank you, Susie, very much. Kathy says, good. Bring back the old school landline phones and long cords. Bring back the phone booths and pay phones. Free people shouldn't be forced into carrying a mobile phone. That was the same thing as, having to get an electric car. If you're mandating that I have to get an electric car, that's not liberty.
No, I've always maintained myself personally that I love electric vehicles. If I had the money to afford it as a third vehicle, I'd get one, but I can't. And it should never be, in my opinion, never be your primary vehicle.
And here's why America's great. I don't like them at all.
Okay.
We can both have that, right? Third car, no problem. When I start up a car, I want to hear it.
See, I hate you now.
Come back. Vic is definitely feeling like I did that already. After this weekend, Jabba's wife marched with him in a pride parade in Chicago, and she wore a T-shirt that said, "No kings, only queens."
Hey, vote in the Democrat Party in leadership again. You're going to get all that back, every bit of it.
Yep.
Open borders, economy, inflation high, it's all going to go up. It's going to be great. Just do it.
I'll bet President Trump is disappointed in Coney Barrett. I'll bet he is. SCOTUS just ruled the president can't fire someone from the Fed. So he can't say, here's $40.
No, I stay.
I stay. This is what I love about this radio station. Get those advertisers in quickly and get back to the conversations without losing momentum. Those other channels have long commercials. Well, thanks. I'm going to focus on celebrating this weekend as loudly as I can. Love the fact that visitors from other countries from the World Cup absolutely love this country. I do too. I love how the foreigners love this country.
It's just so refreshing.
And people that live in this country can't understand it. Hey, Karen, how you doing? Years ago, not long after the start, Vic laid that on me after I called in. Oh, Gene the Dancing Machine music.
Oh,
We don't have time for it now. We got to go. Richard Pryor was a key co-writer in the 1974 satirical Western Blazing Saddles. Why did this sound very copy and pasted from a Wikipedia article? He was supposed to play the sheriff, but the studio thought he was too controversial. That's actually not true. He was just unreliable.
Shut up.
Oh, God.
Shut your face.
Oh, boys, look at what we got here. Hey, where the white women at? Mel Brooks turned 100 years old yesterday. God bless him, I'll tell you what. Still funny. Meeting is adjourned. It is?
And the black sheriff was the hero of the movie. That's what I don't understand. Why?
Sheriff Bart,
Yeah.
you bet. Please, baby, you're making a German spectacle of yourself. Thanks for having the record player on at night to listen to us this morning.
Make sure you have the record player on at night.
The great,
The award-winning
Jamie Allman is next.
See you, everybody.
If you love your pet, which I know you do, then they deserve the excellent treatment and care they'll receive at Pacific Animal Hospital in Pacific, Missouri. A full-service veterinarian facility. Originally built and grown by my dad, Dr. Bill Jones, a new generation of wonderful veterinarians and staff at Pacific continue to provide outstanding medical, surgical, dental, boarding, and grooming services for your favorite furry friends. Our family entrusts the care of our pets only to the experienced docs and staff at Pacific Animal Hospital. You should too. Call them today, 636-257-2100, 24/7 at PacificVets.com, PacificVets.com.
Bill, that's a big smile for an old politician.
I'm thinking about our plan. It's slick enough to make a lobbyist blush. First, we hoodwink voters with Amendment 5. Tell them it's a tax cut. Once they're hooked, we decide who pays the higher taxes.
So it's not a tax cut plan, and we don't get a say?
Right, just swaps who pays the tax, but it does remove 3 voter-passed taxpayer constitutional protections. That lets us levy new taxes on services, increase sales taxes, and even tax home sales. And voters will no longer get to vote on tax hikes.
Higher sales taxes on groceries, gas, service taxes on doctor visits, childcare, and even rent on apartments. Jeez. Taxes could exceed 20%.
Sure, they figure that up to 80% of taxpayers will pay more taxes. Many, hundreds more. Seniors, they'll get hit even harder. But our big donors will cut a fat hog.
The ones getting butchered by Amendment 5 are most taxpayers. I'm voting no on 5.
Paid for by Missourians for fair taxation.
NewstalkSTL is proud to have Doug Voss of Safe Bunny Radio as part of our lineup each week. Doug has been a staple on the St. Louis radio airways for many years as one of the leading financial experts in the area. You can now hear Doug and Safe Bunny Radio every weekend on NewstalkSTL. But in case you miss anything, you can check it all out at DougVossSafeBunnyRadio.com. What else do our listeners need to know, Doug?
Simply put, I focus on helping pre-retirees and retirees build, preserve, and protect retirement assets, and I've been helping my clients solve their insurance and financial needs for the past 33 years.